Are you the one writing the confession question?
Actually, no, I did not. I'm still looking for who that sort of a farsa, gave the questions to. Like, I'm still
Son of a minotaur, huh?
Yeah, I locked Chris in a basement, and I thought he would give me the answers. It turned out he liked it, so I'm like, well, might as well have a good time, and then we just went back to sleep.
Well, son of a glue. I hope you find it. All right, let's head over to our Crunchyroll story of the day because it is today. And if you see it, you read it. I'm going to read it with you while it comes up. Niall versus Kyle. New rivals, old rivalry. And the implications of that go beyond just the Niall versus Kyle matchup. It's the matchup of Indonesia and the Philippines in MLBB. Trex, this moment, this game means a lot more than just a series.
Yeah, there is pride, ego, everything on the line here. Greatest junglers in the world. This will be talked about in Discord channels for ages to come, at least until, the World Championship, but I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, watch what you say, LaFell.
Hey,
you're going to get clipped, man.
How can I watch what I say? It's invisible. There's all these air particles in the air. It's just...
You're the one who studied Newton's law.
Yeah, exactly. And Newton didn't say you can watch what you say.
That's fair. He was a while ago, though.
By the way, Vitality, I mean, like you guys were talking about Vitality against Falcons. I don't see how Falcons can take this one because even in scrims, Vitality has been #1, and that's surprising seeing how strong Aurora is. And they're like, yeah, no, dude, Vitality is something else in scrims.
I gotta say this, though. Falcons, Filipino teams in general, the fact that they've had 2 days to recuperate will be scary for anyone. The fact that both teams weren't able to be knocked out in the group stage, there is still a team.
Ladies and gentlemen,
going to be a threat, no matter how good
Vitality versus Team Falcons is upon us. I skipped streaming YG Press Pro.
Yes, it is.
I didn't think it would be a 3-0, but like,
yes, it is.
I predicted Young Galacticos would win.
We just don't.
I didn't expect it to be a sweep. But like, it does feel like, as expected, Pro Esports was really off in the draft day. They're red. Cambodian aggression simply stopped by Burmese discipline.
Something happened between GigFam as
yeah, let's say that, right?
Right.
Now,
so this is kind of like revenge-esque, but not really. Like they met each other 2 or 3 years ago, but during that time, Niall couldn't play. So now that Niall can play,
let's get it. Vitality versus Team Falcons. I won't mind either of them winning, to be honest.
Their roster, because not only do they have Niall, but Moreno, Finn,
the fact that it's gonna be a really good story if overall Philippines has the worst set of results in a tournament since whatever time. I think of all time. If Falcons lose this, that's gonna be like the single most worst Philippines performance ever in an international tournament. Which is a good storyline.
Yeah, I think so.
Philippines is off their game. Team Liquid PH is out. Literally last place in terms of like placing wise. And Falcons is making it to the knockouts, but out in the first round. So it's gonna be a story. But I still want Philippines to win though. But if Vitality wins, then it's gonna be great for the French crowd. Gonna be great for the French crowd. So I won't mind that either. Storylines. Storylines, hell yeah.
One of the biggest problems, I believe, for Falcons PH. Are you expecting it to be banned today?
Not really, because I think I'm not the one that having a hard time before when we fight against them. Yeah.
Also, you think that the Melissa will be open?
I think so. Yeah. I hope so. Yeah.
But what happens if it gets banned? Do you have something else prepared?
I think Lila. I think so.
Lila, damn, that brings me back to Skylar's generation. The Lila in the gold lane. What about the fighters? Do you think the fighters are still a viable pick in the gold lane?
Yeah. It depends, I think, on the team. Like Aurora. I think their composition is so good, yeah. So I think it depends on the team.
Okay, so it depends on the team. But about the meta, are we going to be expecting something different?
I'm gonna look for people. I'm gonna look for people to BC again.
I think it's just
I want to talk. I want to talk to people.
Jungle, I think, and mid lane, because I see Falcons before they play also Selena. So I think there's what you call this deny hero pick. I think so. Yeah,
Okay, so the drafting phase
yeah, drafting phase.
will be very interesting in this best of 5. And obviously, if let's
I
say
got no
you
one to
guys
talk to.
win
Never mind.
this,
Damn it.
there could be a chance of an Indo Grand Finals. Eman, is it possible?
Yeah, I think it's possible because I know Onyx is strong, especially in playoffs, knockouts. But if they win against Aura, I think they can defeat Team
Anyway,
Famos or Spirit.
But if you move forward, is that the team you want to meet, Onyx?
I hope so.
I hope so. Okay, why?
I'm gonna show my
Why Onyx?
predictions, alright?
Yeah, because
I
know
got this. I got it. Alright.
one of the
Young
greatest team also here
Galacticos.
in MSC,
They won.
Aurora.
Team
But
Vitality
I think
versus
Aurora is so good
Falcons.
also, but let's
I
say,
voted for
more
Falcons. I
about
could
There's
be
a lot of
wrong, but like
contenders
whatever.
Right now, Eman, and obviously your first one is going to be
Vamos versus
Falcons
Team
PH.
Spirit.
You have
I
a
voted
message
for
to them
Team
right before
Spirit.
the
I think
match.
they would redeem themselves over Vamos.
Just
I
good
think
luck and have
Vamos,
fun.
as strong as they looked,
don't
as
destroy
strong
us.
as they looked,
Don't destroy us.
even
Okay,
even up
thank you
against
so much,
Team
Eman, for this
Spirit
interview.
in
Good luck,
the group
and of course, we're going to
stage,
throw it over back to you guys.
I think the
Why is
stakes
the Turner
are
calling
so
him
high.
Elon? It's E-Man, obviously.
Yeah,
The stakes
obviously.
are
As in
high
Evan
that
would
is gonna
know.
overwhelm Team
That's
Vamos, and
how
Team Spirit
his
is
grandparents
gonna
called him,
keep
yeah.
their
E-Man.
composure
Come here, E-Man.
and still
Exactly. Cousin.
beat them.
Yeah. Distant cousin.
And
distant
for
cousin.
Aurora versus Onyx,
Meanwhile, with the Turner, they're having a fun little chat.
I know Onyx is
and
strong,
talking about Lila,
but
talking
Aurora
about
is
the
completely
fact that
different.
there is
So
an
I'm gonna vote for
opportunity
Aurora.
for an Indonesia
Yangon
Grand
Falcons, I think
Final.
Falcons will take
Lavelle,
this.
That's also on the line if
They
Onyx
will
make it
still
to
be
the other side.
defeated.
That is honestly.
They're gonna be
it's like
undefeated until
real
this
life.
one. Team Spirit versus
What's
Aurora is a
significant
classic
to know in
matchup.
the
I
Grand
love
Finals
ECA
back
and I
in
love
the very
Turkey.
first
Two
World
regions
Championship, and
from
ever since
East
then,
Asia.
it's
East
either been
Asia,
Philippines,
Western,
Philippines,
Eastern Europe,
Indo,
no,
so
East,
yeah,
no,
this
Western
hasn't
Asia,
happened
Eastern,
in a while. So
Eastern
if it
Europe or
does
whatever.
happen, then,
These regions are at the top, like
you know, Indonesia's just gonna have a good
really
time on
dark
social
horses that
media.
should
And
be at
that's
the
where
top at
I
this
will
moment.
deactivate
So, but I voted Aurora
Just
because
all,
of midnight.
generally nice, fluffy.
Yangon
awesome.
Galacticos,
Yeah,
Team
I
Spirit,
love
Nothing but
third.
love, man. A lot of love. I love
Go,
that.
it could go either way, but I voted
love
Team
you.
Spirit.
Whoever's looking at me right
And
now. I don't know
for
yet,
Philippines
but I love it.
Pride,
All right, let's
of
go
course,
ahead and
Falcons.
introduce Team Falcons
But if
PH.
Aurora
Still
wins
laughing in
this,
the
I'm
corner.
gonna be a lot happy, just as happy, because
Bulletproof Super Marco, they
Team,
call him. Let's see what he had to
excuse
say
me,
before
Turkey
today's match.
is going to be the host country of M8, so it's gonna be huge momentum, huge storyline for Aurora.
Super Marco, you are now the last hope for the Philippines. How do you feel about that?
I feel happy and I'm not pressured because we know that we can win.
No pressure, and you guys know that you can win, but you lost last time against Vitality. What's different about it this time?
I think we already see their draft and we just prepared for it.
Okay, so the drafts is something that you guys really studied. Is it something related to Melissa? I mean, last time we saw
By the way,
Melissa two times
Leo
picked
is
up by
back.
Eman, and it looked
He
like
has a
there was
broken
struggle
arm,
there.
but
Is Melissa
still
a big help
casting.
for
In a
Vitality?
cast.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest
Casting
factor
squared.
for the game last match because we didn't respect Melissa to Evan.
How do you feel
So,
in that lane? Up
glad
against
that he's
Melissa? I
back.
think you picked up the Claude and
He
the Brody.
Yeah,
still gonna be able
it's
to
hard
work, but
Why?
get well soon. Get well
because of-
freaking soon, Leo.
because of the emblem, fighter emblem.
Oh, it's because of the fighter emblem. But I mean, Claude can also pick up fighter emblem and carry. What's the main difference?
Because Melissa, the advantage of Melissa is smoke.
Okay, so the range was made it difficult. But other than the Melissa pick, do you feel like there was something else that went wrong for Falcons last time?
I think our decision making, and we lost in the mid game. That's why we need to fix our mid game.
Oh, okay. So decision making in the mid game. Who's usually in charge of
I'm not
that?
gonna pull out the.
I think all of us.
Oh, all of you
I'm not gonna
guys.
pull
So
out the,
all you
whatchamacallit,
guys just calm
the,
during mid game, or is there like one
past
certain
this time?
color?
There's a shot color.
Okay.
Stakes
so
are-
there is,
stakes
but you
are
don't wanna
high,
mention him.
and
Okay, we won't mention him right now.
we already have
So what
our
did you do in the
predictions
2
or
days
like
break?
hero
I think
statistics.
Just practice.
Practice.
But for
You
now, I
get
just
to
want to
go
focus on the
around,
players. Heroes are just.
Right.
Focus on the match.
I
So
think
what
the
does this
meta
match
has
mean
been
to you, Super
established
Marco?
already.
Uh,
The whole patch and all.
so much.
That I am ready for a new patch. Especially the
uh,
fact that it's coming up in
so much
August, August 5th,
It means
if
a
I'm
lot to you.
correct.
Means a lot to me.
Could you
Because that will
maybe
be the
share a bit
revamped Kaja.
about why?
Because we need to win because we're the only last hope.
Okay, so it's regarding you guys being the last hope. So, in this such a meaningful match, do you have a message to your opponents today, Team Vitality?
My message to Vitality is don't destroy us too.
Don't destroy us too. Okay. Thank you, Super Marco, for this interview. Good luck for your next, and we're going to throw it over back to you guys.
You know, I love MLBB because some trash talk on person, in camera, let's leave online, that's a different place. He's going to be like, get some sleep. Have a good breakfast.
Yeah.
Get on time.
Please don't destroy us.
Practice a little bit, but not too much so you get tired. Falcon super fans there sitting in front of us.
I got
He
10
mentioned
clips from
for
Leo.
Falcons, they're fighting for more than just a game. Trex, it is the last hope, and what he was referencing was the last hope of the Philippines. The fact that Team Liquid PH is out, and it's really up to Team Falcons to carry that torch of the most successful region in MLBB history.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone that's new to MLBB or for anyone that hasn't watched the esports, this is not normal.
Let's
Two
go, let's
Filipino
go.
Teams out before the top 8 has only happened once before. Was it last M7? It's been a lot. Last M7 it happened, but still, this is unprecedented.
A
at this
lot of
point,
first
let alone
picks, damn.
The fact that even if there's one slipping through, they're still not exactly the favorite of the bracket.
Honestly, looking at this one, and I feel like this is why everyone's saying this is definitely one of the best internationals ever, because the meta is very entertaining, as well as every single team that's coming here, they have showed up. Honestly, I feel like maybe 1 or 2 teams didn't really prepare that well for this new meta, but other than that, it honestly has been amazing. And I do want to see how Falcons can actually deal with Vitality, because they're looking so strong.
And it feels like it could be just about anybody's game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Falcons could still win this. Vitality could win this. Aurora could win
Oh
this.
my
Team
god,
Spirit's
Paris
in
is
the
beautiful.
running. Vamos,
Holy crap,
sadly,
Paris
no
is
more
beautiful.
Pro
All the
Esports.
shots as
Young Gun, I
well.
mean, just everyone feels like they have a chance to make it to that grand final
Noemi
stage.
was just
Well, the last
there.
time we saw a
Noemi
grand
was
final
just
that included
there.
2 Indonesian teams was
I could have been there.
MSC 19. We'll see if we can continue that journey, or if it will be the last hope of the Philippines that crushed Vitality's hope. Second series of the day underway.
Another game and another opportunity for greatness. Philippines-Indonesia rivalry continues, but before that, I gotta say, Yangon Galacticos, they looked incredible. I mean, I knew they were good, but 3-0 in the way that they did, remaining undefeated, Rose, that's crazy.
Yes, definitely. Yangon Galacticos is now officially a team to watch out for. But let's talk about this match. This second match, a rivalry that dates way back a few years in the MLBB ecosystem. And today, there is a possibility that we could continue this tournament without a Filipino representative.
Both teams have faced off in the group stage, and what have they done? They've chosen to play one another once again here in the knockout stage.
It's scared,
Last
actually.
time, a close win for Vitality. We'll see if they can replicate it again, or will Falcons Philippines fight
A
back?
tournament
Speaking of which,
without
let's
a
bring up our
Philippines
teams as the
podium.
drums begin to roar. Please join me welcoming
That is huge. That is huge.
The hometown heroes. They have dominated the group stage and have made it to knockouts. At first place in Group A, they demanded one thing, a rematch of epic proportions. The Beehive Stars. It's time
For
to
Coach
get your
Goats.
sting and black out.
Ooh, this is gonna be fun. And of course, the rivals for this match, all the way from the Philippines, it is Team Falcons Philippines!
The Falcons PH, let's
The
go.
last hope of the Filipinos. They have shown that experience and mental
Oh, kita ka.
fortitude is what they are known for. But is that enough to continue the dream?
It's my nephew.
Can Team Falcons Philippines come out on top in this rematch? Can the Hopebringer continue their journey?
I love how our crowd is split 50-50 between them. If anything, it means we're going to get a hype matchup.
This is going to be
Oh,
one
club
hell
champion.
of a series. So with that, boys, you may place your keys, take your seats, and of course, captains, don't forget to meet in the middle. The crowd right now looks like it's about to be a grand final.
Oh, this is
match. I am
huge.
loving
Falcons
it.
versus Vitality.
Handshake is in.
Only one
Saudi Arabia
will
versus
continue
France.
their journey. Will it be Team Falcons Philippines, the hope bringer of the Filipinos, or is there a possibility that we will be seeing an ID somewhere in the near future? Let's throw it over to the desk to kickstart this match.
There hasn't been Indonesia versus Indonesia grand final since M1.
Thank you so much.
Good one.
Interesting.
Vitality versus PH Falcons. PH, the Philippines versus Indonesia in MLBB. You can hear the hype. Woo! It's that time.
I mean, like, of course it has to be hype. This is the battle of the birds and the bees.
Birds and the
Battle of the birds and the bees.
the birds and the
What do you
bees.
think of that for the Crunchyroll story, no?
Reasons, but hey,
Okay.
It's true, but like, what the
a
fuck,
battle
LaFell?
that's been through
historical.
Since the time of Adam.
The time.
Oh my god.
And who's
The
the other one?
atmosphere unlike anything we've seen so far.
Did LaFell make a sex joke?
26 for MLBB. MSC is
LaFell made a freaking sex joke between Falcons versus Vitality because it's literally birds versus bees.
The hope bringer, the last hope. Team Falcons, who are in pursuit of a club championship win, their first win that could send them back to a back-to-back-to-back, or will Team Vitality crush the hopes of a region and have their opportunity to get a club championship victory and enter into the semifinals of MSC?
That is the question on all of our minds right now. Electricity builds for sure. I gotta say, this feels like a grand finals
It does.
match.
It sure does.
And ever since MSC took away the double elimination bracket, the pressure just builds so much for these matches in the top 8 because you know there's no second chances. The term "the last hope" couldn't hit any harder for any Filipinos watching out there. And right now, Team Vitality wants to crush that.
I mean, honestly, that's crazy. Imagine you have a flawless run in the group stage, and then all of a sudden, going into the knockouts, facing against the opponents that you took down before. Just losing this one match, it's over. Like, in terms of the mental stress for all of the players here, they look calm, but I gotta say, it takes a lot for you to be calm in this kind of situation.
It sure does. And the beauty of that is that there's no need for calm at this point. I feel like the benefit is that you have the chance to have the chance from your crowd, the fans going crazy, rooting you on to let you know this moment means something. In esports, it's common to go through these grueling groups where, let's face it, guys, sometimes a game doesn't mean that much. You're already through. You already know what's going to happen. We are out of that stage. We did that last week and the week before. It's time for the big games.
Half
This
time.
marks the beginning of truly consequential MLBB at MSC.
If assassins are banned, then we're going to utility.
Yeah, it's gonna be dangerous grass. Vitality will be first pick on blue side. Falcons, red side, second pick. And this is already very interesting, Trex. Vitality ban out the Esmeralda, so it does seem like they're trying to open something up here.
Possibly, or in the end, it comes down to
Esmeralda.
Falcon, they open up, but with the Esmeralda gone,
Akiro
it's
Lapu-Lapu
for
going to be the
something of that
probable-
nature. Fan
probable-
getting banned out after, and back to
probable
Falcons,
priors.
Ferrara, Ling, both still open.
Yeah, because I really feel like right now,
And yeah,
the
because
trade of Esmeralda,
Kyle.
Uranus, as well as Barats is really something you got to look forward to, because the Eudora is a very strong pick, but these very heavy frontliners, they can kind of mitigate some of the advantages that the Eudora has. And now the Freya gets banned.
Oh, the
which
crowd.
is
Look at the
amazing.
crowd.
I don't know why.
France versus Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
It should not.
That should.
Those last games, that last series, Freya should not have been allowed in the land of Dawn.
She got through game 1, won't be through here in game 2. Excuse me, series 2, game 1. And what we had seen was kind of this assassin, hold our cards to our chest, make sure to see if we can outbluff you. We're going to ban Fanny, we're going to ban Ling, we're going to ban Harara. They switched that up because there was just too many assassins to go into
Valentina
that
ban. No, Valentina
outside of
pick.
YG and not
Eudora
enough for Pro.
possible.
But here we could see a Harara banned out.
Eudora possible. Hirata. Ling up for grabs. Melissa gonna be a factor.
Maybe ban the Eudora.
But I think Falcon wants the Eudora, right? So ban the Harara.
I think this should be
Yeah.
Eudora. 'Cause if you
Ling
pick
up for
the
grabs.
Ling, there's gonna be so many counters.
Ling up for grabs unless Eudora
Pick
Prio.
up the Zushin.
Eudora, one of the most played heroes on the side of Haji.
Barrett's Prio.
Guys, that's the earliest we've seen Barrett's.
I'll tell you one thing that has changed in the meta from groups to now. Some of these first picks, some of these Prios early on, the fact that Barrett's just got picked up mean a lot's happened in scrims over the past 48 hours for sure. A lot of things have changed, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like you need the, I would say, toughest guy in the EXP just so that the enemy jungler cannot get an easy kill onto you, as well as you're just able to have that pressure inside of the jungle of your opponent. So this is very interesting. The Barats get picked up, and I feel like this can have some hesitation when it comes to what Falcons want, because I think eventually they do want the Uranus. Right now, do they actually want the Ling Eudora combo? Because they're already not looking that great against the Barats.
The Barats was not used on the side of Vitality. This is the first time they're playing it this series. The Barats was used for Falcons once, and it lost. So maybe not a priority.
I'm a Falcons guy.
Reading too much into
I'm a Falcons guy.
After seeing the first series today, but either way, it's a response.
Selena
Belleric
Belleric.
and a Belleric Trex.
Oh, they're going super tanky. Carry is going to be a factor here.
Has been a monster. You have the range. You have a mage that isn't too close up, has some distance, can also get you vision around the map. And the Belleric, I mean, it's the Belleric. He's just been a dominant roamer on the map. On the side of Vitality, I think this could be your opportunity to maybe pick up the Ling, go for the assassin here. And if Falcon is forced onto a fighter or utility, the Barats is going to quite literally eat that up. I mean, it's going to quite literally be such a nuisance in these huge neutral objectives.
Melissa, I told you.
Gets picked up early,
Minotaur. Ooh, tanky initiator plus healing.
Because in terms of the win rate, it's insane for Selena. Over 71% win rate. Wow. And right now for Vitality, like we even saw the interview with Eterna. I think she planted the seed of this Melissa where both teams are now constantly thinking about this Melissa. And Vitality is like, if we don't pick it up right now, 100% is going to get banned. And both teams are showing hesitation because the draft that we're seeing right now is actually very difficult for a Ling to perform.
Yeah, and it kind of dissuades just fighters and in general, people who want to get up close. So you have to think outside the box, because what if this result comes out? What do we do then in an objective fight? We're gonna be struggling. So how do you deal with that?
It's
picked up. And one of the ways to deal with somebody is just to burst them down so fast they don't have time to use their abilities.
It's definitely a new answer. It does have the range, the Clint. But with the Clint, you need a bulky front line. You need something that can really protect him. He does have the ability to escape with his second skill, but it's nothing crazy, right? It's not a huge dash. It's a quick little stiff arm. We need to see a lot around.
My current worry right now is Falcons PH. Their mid game isn't actually going to be looking that great, especially because in the interview they said that's what they wanted to work on. The reason why I say it's not going to be that great because after about 5 minutes, the Minotaur will.
I think you haven't started banning in a second. Ooh, Raphael. Oh shit! Wait.
And then a shield. So
wow, they are scared of healing.
It's going to be super great coming in from Falcons unless they have whatever jungler that they're going to pick up later on has a lot of damage in the mid game.
Well, neither team has
Raphael ban in the mid. You're doubling the healing as well.
Are locked in fast. There could always
you have initiator, you have another initiator, you have two healers, and they both ate the Barats. That is deep. Absolutely balls deep.
Jungle in groups. We do see the Raphael ban. That would be deadly if Vitality picked it up. Way too much heal.
And the Harley.
Harley ban
settles down just a little bit, guys. You went for a
long time. Yeah, they prevented range as well from the Harley
like
to reach the Melissa, so good ban there.
I think it really depends on what their EXP is gonna pick up, because I think a good EXP for them should be something like a Yuzong. The only problem is, wait, no. I don't think this Barats is gonna go jungle. Yeah, I think the Barats is gonna go EXP. So the real question is, what is gonna be the jungle pick here? Because it looks like they might build a draft around Yi Sun-shin. I just don't know if that's the right idea.
Well,
especially if Falcons later on picks up something like a Yuzong, a Lapu, or a Bennett, the Yi Sun-shin might have a tough time.
It's definitely tough to. There goes the Nolan. I was thinking Nolan could possibly work for them. Since they're on blue side and they have to show their whole hand, a YSS pick right there where Falcon still has the opportunity to counter with their 5th red pick could definitely be dangerous. Could be possible though. I mean, the reality is they have the Melissa who works great inside of that type of strategy. A YSS would also work great inside that type of strategy. They would need some nice magic damage though, and that's where my mind is at. What do they pick here in the mid lane?
Honestly, with the range, I wouldn't mind seeing something like an Eve, but the the Eudora's still there.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like any of the
there.
picks here makes the Eudora not viable. You know, like the Selena sure
Win?
have some,
Question mark.
I would say some poking power against
Lapu.
the Eudora and not
Give
Lapu.
me
That's good
close.
stuff. I don't know, I feel like either Eve or Eudora should be well. I feel like using something like a Kimi might be too risky.
Eve is actually good against the Clint.
So the Lapu picked up. It was picked up
Lilia
last series
Kagura.
and it lost. But maybe Falcons have something.
I am thinking
up their sleeve here.
Kagura for some reason.
And you've seen the Nolan, the Harama,
Valentina
they've gone
still the
deep
pick.
into the jungle bands.
XP jungle is the
Lapu's definitely been having
Barats.
some trouble. I mean, overall,
Survey
just having been able to keep
says-
up with the bulky EXP laners that are out there, and you have this Barats already. We are going to see this final pick in the Valentina. Clean, easy. You get even more crowd control if you steal that Wrath of the Dryad. You pair that up with
Ow.
Owen's
There we
Fury.
go.
Vitality definitely.
Paquito.
Just
Oh yeah,
has-
yeah,
so
they
it is a Barats
banned it.
jungle. Unless it's a Paquito jungle.
Or Paquito jungle.
Or Paquito jungle.
I kind of feel like maybe better for the Paquito to go to jungle because I feel like, honestly, both win the lane against Lapu. It's just that I think Paquito has more burst damage
Yeah.
to secure the Turtle/Lord.
And we saw that on last day of groups. We saw the Paquito jungle come in as well.
So I feel like if you want to balance it out, maybe a Suyo.
The fact that you have the Selena means you should put Varus in the jungle
not the
because
CU, if
you
you wanna
need
go
that
utility,
Basilius
then
to
maybe
mental
the-
stuns as well as Beleric.
They have played a Kai. They have played a
If you
Kai
put
before,
Paquito
so
in jungle,
within
you
the
are
loss,
going to be
but
the
they played it
central
on
point
Rome.
of the
Because that's
lineup,
Valentina, I think there would be a bit of a
which is
hesitation there.
not good when you're up against
The
the
lane
Selena and
has
the
been successful.
Beleric.
They've played it once. They've won once.
That should be the
You feel
safer
hesitation, and it gives
choice,
us a
but
unique
Joy...
What are we feeling?
So let's talk about this. The Joy has enough iframes to actually go in the goal away of Melissa and possibly one-shot her. Everyone else, there's a lot of peel here. The Paquito can peel, the Minotaur can peel, the Valen can peel. This is a pretty, I would say pretty dangerous choice, but I can see it working-ish.
I mean, I think you look at this left side, Trex, these are all
Pretty
top performing
weird.
heroes in this meta. Those are a few, but not all of them.
I will say this, teams have been blessed by getting unique. Teams have made things happen by trying new heroes. The Joy was once a monster, and it does well against a Suyo, can do well against enemy fighter jungles, so maybe it is the answer to the Paquito jungle.
Well, will it be the answer? The new rivalry,
Paquito
the
jungle?
and the old rivalry with Indonesia and the Philippines. 152 games between them. 90 have gone the way of the Philippines. Let's see if they can make it 91.
Thank you so much. We're jumping.
Oh, it's
into a
Paquito
very
jungle.
first
Oh,
series.
damn.
Brig are here to catch it all. We got Vitality on the blue side facing up against the Falcons on the red. And immediately, we already see the openers from both sides. The draft has been particularly interesting. This is the first time we are seeing Joy here and now in this game.
It's a Paquito versus a Joy in the jungle. Never really expecting.
Are we back to, like, season
come out
10?
again now that we're in the knockouts, but hey, it's MSC. It's always been surprises everywhere. But at least for Vitality,
Are we back
they
to season
got one of their
10?
very
Paquito
good
jungle?
comfort picks, which is the Melissa on Eman again.
And that's the thing, right? Lafel was mentioning just now that Joy does have enough iframes to actually close not
Your
only close the
assassin.
distance, but actually deal some damage despite the go away from me. So at
Li
this stage,
Shing,
trying to see whether
Selena,
Falcons,
fast
they
rotation
build
for
a lineup where, hey,
Valentina,
as much as we want Super
and
Mario
then
to
we
win
just
the
the
lane,
flicker
there
for the
are
Melissa,
other
not going for
aspects of the game
Inspire.
that we cannot let drop or slip.
Yep.
Yeah, wanting to go a little
Especially
bit more
when it comes
safe
to the
now.
objectives, right? I mean, you already were thinking twice about the Akai pickup because of the presence of a Valentina, yes, but also the Barats. So what are the guarantees that whoever jungler you pick up would not face the exact same struggles going up against the Barats, Paquito, and a Valentina? Oh, not to mention the Minotaur even. So like objective picks seem to be a bit of an advantage for Vitality at
Oh,
least in
Nat
the
level
early
4.
to mid stages of the game.
I would imagine that Falcons would just have to look to play for picks,
Yep, they're
right?
gonna-
And
they're gonna go safe, they gotta
initially
go
I was
safe, they
thinking
gotta go
maybe Hayabusa along the sides of the Joy as well, but I think Joy just a little bit more concentrated on the targets they want to go for rather than you just leaving it up to chance with the Hayabusa. This time around, Shogun is still going to be a pretty big problem. Not only is he winning in the lane, but more importantly, the neutrals is going to be hard. Oh, this is dangerous for
Then,
Iman.
wow. 1 HP.
Could have the Clint been an answer to the Melissa all along. Flap going in with the bravest fighter, zoning out the member
Kyle.
of Vitality.
Falcons have an advantage on the turtle. Oh, Flap Flicker is in. Finn gonna go down. Haktua into the wall. Does not go into the wall actually. Ogwin surviving everything. Shogun gonna be the target and everything. Moreno now going win once again with a stolen bravest fighter on the Valentina. Vitality get one back. Niall gonna do the damage on the Ogwin. Not enough for them to retaliate, so it's still equal footing, but Falcons still get that first objective.
1-to-1 trade-off so far, and man, let's look at this replay one more time, because again, this matchup down by the bot lane really depends on the positioning of Iman. If he runs out of that traditional front to back, he will lose, but keep in mind that even for Lapu, there was no need for him to flicker into that, right? He's so deep in the sauce.
Damn, Moreno is so good.
Unless he was looking to
Maestro Moreno.
the bravest fighter off of cooldown as soon as he's done, and even then, it's too early to say.
I guess it really just boils down to Falcons wanting to secure the snowball. It was kind of brought up in the panel earlier on too that the mid game might seem a bit of a struggle for them considering the lineup that they built. We're looking at another replay here.
Another replay?
Casual purple steal in front of Niall's face, you know, just the good old.
Wow!
Able to snatch one.
No way, the damage from Supermarket.
The drive finishes him off. Oh lord.
There goes Iman trying to save his teammate. And he's successful.
Oh my god, projectiles Haji!
From Haji doesn't let him get away, Eman. There are 4 members of Falcons here down bot. Doesn't have to go away anymore. And Kyle will just pick up the kill.
This is snowballed into a
Oh my god, it's gone out of control in the favor of Team Falcons. Vitality completely overwhelmed by the amount of projectiles are flying at them. And in before 5 minutes, the tower almost getting taken down to the bottom lane.
So, you know, Haji, yo, KDA machine, calm down. I need the money, sir. Please.
Yeah, I imagine this is exactly what Falcons wanted. And they already have that 3k goal lead, which is really great. If the second turtle still goes over to their side, Vitality, what we were expecting for them in terms of objectives might not happen anymore. No! He just stole away that objective from Falcons! Now it's Flap all alone in the middle of 4 members. The Minoan Fury already casted, still catches on to Flap.
How did...
Another kill, Kyle with the electrifying beats! But he gets stunned by the bravest fighter, Landshaker, copied by Moreno!
What did I say? What did I say? First person who flickers, generally, if we don't see a kill...
How did Niall get it?
In terms of objectives, still goes over to their side.
Niall was all the way there. Cyclone Eye. Wow, that is exact. He dashed in. Kyle was extremely late. Oh my lord.
And that's why you
It was already in range. I don't know why he didn't press it. Did they not see Niall?
A good steal though, I'm still not over it. I don't think
Was
I
not
didn't really imagine that he was actually
was
within
Niall not in
range,
vision?
But now just punch forward and actually got it away from Team Falcons. Now it's Vitality. That 2 or almost 3k goldie we saw earlier is now cut to half. So I think we're sort of even all over again across the map. But hey, Shogun!
Whoa!
Actually decides to go for Ogwen. Is that the choice that they actually want?
He doesn't have flicker. He's punished. Okay. XC for Rome. Oh, that's all. That is so damage. Holy damage. I don't think that's wise going in like that. You do a sacrifice. You do trade a roamer, but for 2, and that is not what you want, especially an XP and jungle for a roamer. It would have been better if Shogun used the flicker.
And Haji, making sure that he is the KDA machine, continues to follow as programmed.
That's a crazy combo. Okay, maybe that's where the burst is gonna come from after all. You know, it's the
it would have been better if Shogun had the flicker into it. He did catch Ogwen at the end. But if he had the flicker, it was at 50 seconds, then I think that that trade would have been a little bit more better. Ogwen will still be taken down with Shogun still being alive. Fortunate.
So well farmed on this Clint, currently 2 levels ahead.
Hey, let's also not forget about Kyle, who's actually making a lot of these motions happen in the first place. Like Ogwen, it's pretty straightforward. He's just got to chain that CC, but who gets that initiation? Who is able to kind of get all the spells out of their opponents, and I think Kyle has done a phenomenal job as of yet. Now, coming back over to Nile, right? Sky Piercer as second item, pretty dangerous. He's 4-2-0, which is already great, but how many fights will he find despite the 3.2?
Super Marco's farming like crazy. 007.
The majority of that lead actually is on Super Marco.
Yeah, because I think that fight earlier was started by Vitality, but it was Falcon actually winning it out.
Once you play, Finn suspects, get the information, but Emma completely here. Step back. He's protected by Finn. Better the needle and the missile arrow. Vitality. Not gonna overextend. Still protected that bottom turret. Meanwhile, they deploy Nile up on top to get some pressure up on top lane.
Which I think is going to be a problem if Vitality just really want to deal with the more front-to-back approach of landing these team fights.
Only naturally. I think that Vitality, it's Iman, right? He is going to be the key to make this game open wide.
Oh, the Dryad, the taunt already in. A lot of ultimates being used up, but like with no conversion whatsoever. Falcons do have a little bit more seconds to spare, so the ultimates are gonna be up by the time the first Lord spawns.
Deceiving for most people. You would imagine that everybody is rich. No, it's not everybody is rich. It's Super Marco and Kyle who's kind of rich, and even then, it's really just Super Marco. So as long as Vitality take Marco out of the question, then maybe they have an opportunity, but Falcons isn't going to let it go for free. So now, watch the motions on the map, right? Vitality, start from their side of the orange, and they're going to do the sweeping motion towards the top side after they correct bottom, right? When you have control over one sector of your map, you got to make sure you set up those waves.
Yeah. Right now, at least, Falcons though will have a clear idea of where Vitality is coming from. It's a very difficult task to find Super Marco, but there are ways that Vitality can actually pick him
Falcons
off.
gonna make a blitz.
Up.
Niall already in the fray. He didn't get it. He got it the first time, but couldn't get it on the second. Minoan Fury gonna catch 3. Another knockup. Oh my god! Holy crap! Control coming in from Team Vitality. So we're gonna be the trig. I'm gonna get taken down. Moreno as well. Oh, despite everything, despite the great. Oh no. Oh my beautiful. Oh lord.
This has got to be really frustrating for Vitality. A great engagement.
Vitality was great on the engage. All the crown controls in the world, but they're still behind. They're too behind to capitalize. Oh lord. I thought Vitality would win this fight. Oh no. It's so good. It's so good. But still, they couldn't capitalize.
So really, it's on Iman to get those big chunks in these fights and then look for Niall to actually try and clean it up, because nobody else on their side can do it other than maybe Moreno if he steals the bravest fighter.
Yeah, but honestly, the amount of disruption and formation breaking heroes that are present in the lineup of Team Falcons are just not making it easy for Eman to do his job, nor even place Muddles in a perfect position to at least force Falcons to be a bit more.
Auto's already in. The Lord. A huge chunk on that bottom inhibitor, but another wave of minions going in. Super Marco does have the free hits. Oh, the arrow and the taunt. Another one.
This is too much. This is too much.
Oh my god, Shogun cut to half.
Sieging on this Melissa. So far, this Clint is doing double the work, not only chunking out key members from Vitality's side, but a raw amount of bursts. Interesting, making a blind read there, trying to open up this one part of the bush, but
Rivers Fighter used up. The Barras eating another arrow once again. Vitality does not want to relinquish bottom turret.
Yeah, he didn't have the flicker there too, so it was just probably them really wanting to zone.
The flicker's in unison, by the way.
Able to defend that turret, but nonetheless, at least for Vitality now, they're still holding on to their base turrets. It's an 8k gold lead that we're looking at right now, though. I think being able to come back from this kind of situation really requires for Eman to get as much farm as he should. But now that Falcons, especially with the Selena, are taking full control of the map, it's looking like a very difficult task at this point.
Well, I think it's a good time to play good and bads here, right? Because truth be told, the best situation possible for Vitality is if they wait 2 Lords, and then they should be able to even out in terms of the gold. If not, they have to get at least steal away 1 Lord and somehow get a complete wipeout on Falcons. 4 out of the 5 would also be ideal, majorly to get that shutdown. That shutdown go to Haji, but so far I don't think Haji's been really out of position, right? He's been throwing these arrows from so far back, and it's difficult for Vitality, especially when they are the ones on the defense.
Yeah, this Selena is a hero that I really expected to be contested between these two, and whoever seems to be getting his hands on this hero is just able to
Vitality
have so
still
much
look good in
pressure
the
against
fights, but
opponents,
even if they do look good, they do have
you
all
look
the
at them right
engagements.
now,
They
they're
couldn't
still showing up,
capitalize.
trying to get
8K now.
several rounds.
Ooh,
This
almost dodged
trajectory
an arrow. Almost
I
dodged
was
an
looking
arrow.
at that arrow.
Yeah, but we've got a slow push down on that bot side, and Niall's already trying to correct that top side. It's going to be back into a neutral state. Same goes for mid, so Falcons will not waste any time. They're going to set that
Slow
up.
push is already there on the bottom lane. Finn eating a
Someone's
trap.
got to correct that bot side at some point.
Oh,
Slow
but
push on
already
mid.
using the Rattle Dryad.
Falcons
This is
are gonna
super
engage
flat.
there.
Detone is welcome, though. Gonna
Toto's
put it
welcome.
onto
Faktua.
Owen. Gonna catch
In
him on
Toto
it. They
goes
don't have the
Ogwen.
Rattle Dryad
Has a flicker
anymore.
out
Flicker
of the
already forced down
AoE.
Owen.
The Wrath of the Dryad now going in.
Trying to
Finn
block off the other members of
got the good
Falcons.
knock
Another
up.
coming in from him, but the
Then
other
has to
side
flicker.
he's dealing a bit
Then has to
too much
flicker out of
damage.
here.
Look at that off angle. Arrow once again. Haji landed on Eman, but he's being protected so well.
Oh my god, they're getting corralled like sheep.
Oh.
Gets 1, 4 more on the chopping block.
Another Raven Spider from Flap and Super Marco.
He just dissected Vitality. Oh god.
Oh my goodness, they've completely ran them into the corner, and now they're going to go for the end game scenario. They should be able to defend this, but
Eman,
he can only take
ouch.
so much damage. Super Marco still has plenty of vault charges. I think he's about to get 2 more here, but they need to clear this wave out.
Okay.
Oh my god.
They get to clear it. They get to clear it
The
for
waves
now,
are
but this
cleared.
is
They assumed they
Marco
had the
and
opening to the
Haji.
end.
The range
They said, you know what? We already had their number. They're not going to be able to contest. A lot of goal has been gone to Falcon's side. Vitality is in no condition to contest.
From Finn earlier, the most that they could do with it is just prevent Falcons from getting even closer, but they weren't able to deal with the other members who were already looking towards engaging from the back lines.
It's just crazy how they're influencing these fights. It's just like it's like a sheepdog corralling sheep. They're just putting them back into the pen every single time, and once they get that back angle, it completely forces Vitality to just say, no, we can't win this fight anymore. We need to keep it front to back as much as we can. And Falcons
Unless
are
they're going for
looking
shred.
to break that.
A lot of
Not to
tanky
mention,
people.
We should probably drop the bulletproof Marco at this point. He's machine gun Marco, man. He's machine gun Marco with Ballista Haji in the back. Being able to siege them down from underneath their turrets is crazy.
Whoa, that was also the great Dragon Spear pickup for Super Marco, as we got to see in the items. Another arrow landing, and they have a Lord still marching in mid. Eman, how does he actually deal with this? Owen does have the flicker once again.
Okay, conceal player trying to look for a Dryad. Shogun trying to look for someone to num nums.
Already within range. Vitality have to deal with it
Bottom
first.
inhibitor taken down. Eman! Forced to use to go away, protecting himself. Flap a little bit to inside, still trying to sustain. Does get the shield. Eman fallen, but focusing on the bases Falcons.
Beautiful game here. Beautiful game, but the series ain't over just yet. This
Ooh,
is
they dissected they dissected Vitality.
Falcons
They have dissected Vitality.
crushing loss against Vitality in the group stages. A great adjustment.
That's beautiful,
but
MLBB.
also, it's not the
Beautiful.
End of the road just yet. Vitality, they can correct themselves here. It's not impossible. Just know that the priority list has definitely changed.
It's shifted right now. We saw it in the draft. We saw it in the way
I'm gonna
Falcons
check
were
if their
able to
shoes
play
are
this
RB.
out. They were very aggressive at times. We thought it would eventually lead into opportunities for Vitality to equalize or turn things around, but they had to keep the gas. They had to keep stepping on the gas. And it was very rewarding for them. They got the snowball that they need. They got everything that Super Marco needed, and Kyle on this surprise joy last pick. It seems like we're yet to see more and more coming into this playoffs.
I really think so, because now we have a very simple solution. Well, not the most simple, but a drafting solution to the Melissa. They expected the Melissa to come out early. They prepared the Clint matchup to win the lane. I gotta give it up for Super Marco. It's not an easy lane to win, especially when it's all about positioning and mechanics, but they added the anti-CC from the Bravest Fighter from Flap to cut through the get away from me to force space, because if Iman can't auto attack, he can't get the bonus damage from Muddles.
Yeah, I agree. It hasn't been a really good run for the Lapua as a hero in the current meta in general, but in scenarios like this, I think you see how efficient it can actually be in the
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So yeah.
That's something that you guys are going to be sitting on and thinking about as we throw it back to Rain Day and the panel to break it down for y'all.
A moment electric here in the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. We had a chance to see two of the top regions in MLB Beast history go toe-to-toe, and it was exactly what you hope for, an electric battle where Team Falcons PH take the first win. Haji, Bulletproof Super Marco, do not die. If they continue that, well, it could be another semifinal for a
Literally how?
A lot to happen, a lot of adjustments. Trex, LaFell,
Completely dissected.
after that one. I mean, you have to first even just address the energy in this room. It's different than any other match we have seen so far at MSC.
Yeah, the hype has definitely not disappointed from crowd to in-game. Falcons showing that they've been definitely doing their homework the past 2 days. They controlled the draft, I feel like. Marco on that Clin pick was just monstrous, farmed much faster than I expected. The amount of damage this guy put up in just under 15 minutes, 80,000 damage. The positioning from him was key. And the distance that Haji was able to make for him with those arrows nonstop was also key. Vitality seemed to have no way in.
The Melissa was picked up. The Clint was immediately responded to. It benefited ultimately Super Marco. That is going to change most likely in this next draft. But if you look at the drums beating, this is also, for those joining us, a rematch of a knockout game that put Team Falcons PH towards elimination. Vitality had moved on. They had just barely gotten through after beating their sister team, Team Falcons Meta, and now they are here and take game one. LaFell, I know you have some stuff to break down with us on what this means, but there are so many resurgences happening from this Philippines team.
No, honestly, like, this is one of the more technical games that we will really see, where it's not a simple rock, paper, scissors, because the main thing that I'll be talking about throughout the analysis is actually the positioning of Team Falcons PH and how, I would say, the first 4 to 5 minutes, they understood what Vitality was trying to do, because Vitality was pretty honest in their early game attempts, and then they were able to capitalize on that by having just one good pick, and that good pick was the Belleric, right? But then evolving, they just, okay, like right now, Trex, help me out. Yeah, just hold this. Yes, yes, thank you very much. So here's the thing, if we're looking about the draft, I'm not gonna spend too much time, because it really is on the technicality of dealing with all the dive coming in from Vitality, where in this case, the most important pick is definitely that Maverick.
Turned off my
again,
goddamn.
This is something that even people online are like saying, like, why have they not banned out this Belleric? Because right now, a lot of teams are trying to capitalize by using the Valentina, by stealing the Raptor Dryad, but there's more towards the kit of the Belleric than just the simple ult, right? We're gonna be looking at some of the highlights here, and this is what I say, that Team Vitality, they're being very honest in what they want. And what do they want? They want this camp here, and then the side camp here that we can see in the mini map, right? Somewhere above there. So what Team Vitality wanted to do is actually have 60% control of the jungle in the early game, having the Paquito. But the big problem is the existence of this guy, right? Ogwen on this Belleric. This is a big problem, because we're going to be looking at the highlights here, where Belleric is essentially an anti-fun hero, because he knows
fun to be had.
You want to come in close, and then you're like, oh, this is a bad idea, I want to run away, but it's like, no, you can't run away, right? Let's look at here. He was able to stop with the Raptor the Dryad, and then later on, able to use the first ability to bring Finn back. And this is part of the first, I would say, major problem in this lineup, where Vitality's win condition is shut down by one hero, but then we escalate into how the team fights look out. Because the most important thing here is that, hold on, pause. I want everyone to see the positioning of
Or
Team
Philippines might lose,
PH,
but
they're going up
they're still
against
winning.
the Minotaur, going up against the likes of the Paquito, as well as the Valentina. Quite a lot of AoE. So we see that, hold on, where's the...
Doing all right, Trex?
All right. Look at all the positioning.
Switch hands, there you go.
Ogwen is at the first position, having the most amount of vision, right? And then we can see Flap coming in from the side, also trying to see what he can get at this particular area, right? Because the vision is looking pretty good for Haji. Haji has a lot of vision here, considering that Ogwen has already given this side of the vision, as well as Flap giving around this side of the vision, making it so that he can just keep throwing out the arrows. And because everyone is so spread out, it makes it so that an engage coming in from Vitality will not always look very, very clean. They're always spread, making it so that they minimize the amount of, I would say, mistake that could happen. And then this is where we start to see the individual skills of Team Falcons PH, because they already made a mistake, and we can already see the movements of Team Falcons. They wanted to retreat. They say like, all right, we bought our engage, we can try again in a few more seconds. But because Vitality wanted to go in, look at the retaliation. Look at this one. Look at Haji, right? Haji is coming in from the side. He's not going to be joining the fight. And then Super Marco, such a safe distance away from the rest of Team Vitality. Look at
Jackson Lafell.
Because for Team Vitality's, having that Minotaur as well as the Melissa makes you just slightly bit more just clumped up, right? It becomes more, what do you say, obvious. It becomes obvious.
Yeah.
It becomes obvious that you're just going to be there, and then
you're telegraphing what you're doing, basically.
Yeah, and this whole area is covered by Falcons. Even Haji, we're going to be looking at his position. He's from down here, and yet he's able to get a stun on the Melissa. Long story short, they were able to surround them every single time, making all of the positioning coming in from Vitality looks bad, but actually it's the amazing positioning of Team Falcon. So this is one of those games where the draft could go either way, but the piloting of this draft is next level. This is not easy MLBB. This is a draft that not every team can use.
And it's also clear that maybe things go differently. Maybe the Barats gets a little bit of an early kill. He takes the lead over the Lapu Lapu, makes him a little bit less of a threat. And then that pick can then pick somebody off. And then they're fighting 5v4. Maybe that happens. It doesn't happen, though. Super Marco gets that pick, and maybe the decision is, if he's got a Clint, we need to fight on the other side of the jungle, try to get our EXP going. All of these things are going to be looked at in these 10 minutes before. But in the meanwhile, we told you how important that matchup here today was, not just for the regions, not just for the organizations, but for the club championship. We had Chris Tunn have a chance to catch up with Danny Angles from Team Vitality earlier today.
Chris here with Danny Engels of Vitality. Danny, nice to see you, of course. And I mean, it's a big day for Vitality, especially on the MLBB side of things. You've taken on Falcons in a knockout game. How big is this for you guys and for the club championship?
It's a massive game for us. It's very pivotal for our club championship because not only are we eyeing towards a grand final in MLBB, but we can also shut down the Falcons with 200 points, right? So it's a 2-on-1 opportunity that we had in the women's tournament as well.
Yes.
We took it there, so we want to take it again.
And you're doing really well. I mean, currently sitting third, I believe, in the club championship. Everything kind of going to plan right now? Has there been any you kind of think, oh, we could have done better, or some surprises along the way as well?
I mean, we could always do better, right? But overall, I think we're very much on track to fight for the club championship win, and definitely a top 3 finish for sure.
Excellent. Now, what about the rest of the tournaments that are going to kind of be coming up? CS is a big one. We got that now at the Accord Arena as well. So that's going to be really cool for the French fans here.
Yeah, and week 7 will be crazy. I mean, we will have 4 teams in total competing in week 7, and then the grand final, obviously being in such a big arena, hopefully with our home crowd there as well, and hopefully with us in the final too, because we first have to reach that. But if that's all coming down to the final game in Counter-Strike for the club championship, I guess that would be the dream.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes for entertaining viewing, right? I mean, I think for me, I've been in this industry a long time, and a lot of European esports. How cool is it to see Paris kind of have this? Vitality are a French organization who've been around for so long. For France to have this in Paris, this huge event at the EWC, it's got to be cool, right?
Absolutely, and it makes me so proud to see that all the players from all over the world come here for Vitality, and they call it their hometown, their home city, right? Even though they're from Jakarta, I've never been to Paris before, but they feel at home here.
I want to
I
fly
think it's
so
the
bad.
fans that make it so special for them.
Yeah. Anybody do it better than the French fans or not?
Well, I am German. I wish it would be better in Germany as well, but I have to give the credits of the French fans, KC, Mate, our fans as well. They're the best out there, for sure.
Go crazy. Danny, thank you very much. I'm sure we'll be catching up some time as well, and good luck in the rest of your tournaments, guys.
Thank you so much.
Back to you.
Thank you, Chris, talking a little bit about what it means. And speaking of what it means, you guys can hear it. There's a drum battle going on. Let's see what's happening. Well,
The Hope Bringer takes game number 1 in this best of 5. Oh my goodness, it is crazy here at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. energy. I love it so much. This is what Team Falcons has been cheering. But I want to know what the Team Vitality have over there. Let's go see Milosh.
You think this is good? You think this is good? I'll give you a matter. Vitality! Let's go! Let's go! They might be down one game, but they got this one. Let's go loud! This is what it's about, baby. Let's go!
Well, that is what it is about. Team Falcons and Team Vitality fighting for a club championship. One will have a chance for a win here. One needs it. One doesn't, but would love the points because week 7, as Danny mentioned, 4 teams from Team Vitality competing in that week. It could come down to one map in CS. That would be crazy.
By the way, quick shout outs to Milosh. That was a pretty good Indo that he brought there. Sounds like a native. Saying mana suaranya.
My man can speak a lot of languages, okay? He's got at least 2 or 3 in the pocket. Because I know he speaks French. I'm pretty sure he got Arabic down. He's got English. What's one more?
I mean, hieroglyphs.
Hieroglyphics. Going all the way back.
I would
Sanskrit?
I would like to learn how to speak binary.
Oh, man. Well, that's a different language, but that pays
Morse
a lot.
code.
Well, yeah, when you learn those, that pays a lot, or you can't talk about your job, basically.
Yeah.
2 descriptions for those languages. At this point, though, the language of wins in MLBB. Let's jump back to that. Team Vitality, rocky start, although the fans are still in it. And I think they're looking for a reason to start jumping up out of their seats, Trex. Haven't given it to them yet. What's the difference now in game 2 that'll get them jumping up?
Well, I mean, we definitely have to remember this is a best of 5. There's a lot of time to adapt. I don't think Vitality was ready for Falcons to draft like that. I don't think they were expecting the Selena pick. I don't think they were expecting
I mean, give it this go.
I think that, especially during first phase, they felt like they had Falcons cornered. They had all the answers.
Falcons still on red.
Right? And I think they definitely could have approached that differently.
Touching his size, so the drafting could still potentially be the same. Esmeralda,
and this is their chance to do that now.
Hirara,
Something
Fanny.
I do agree with Brigitte is that I think for both these teams, they are actually fighting for that Selena because both Moreno as well as Haji has showed amazing performance on that Selena. And again, Selena has only lost like what? Maybe 3 times the entire MSC. So that's definitely a hot pick for now, especially coming in from both teams. So I feel like for Vitality, maybe they can go for something of the same kind of draft, but they just gotta fix the early game approach because the Bellary catching out 2 members, I think that really created too much trouble for them and too much opportunity for Falcons to just control the map.
To me, I think just observing, and you tell me if you're leaning towards agreeing with me, Trex, it just felt like the Melissa was a very big carry choice earlier on that they expected to do a lot more. And the Clint was a surprise that it worked so well, but not only worked so well, it basically nullified what the Melissa could do. Do you pick that later? Do you try to work it around with bans to support that? Do you abandon it and say, hey, you want to go Melissa? We'll try to figure out an answer?
I would say this. Vitality definitely has the opportunity to run something similar that they ran last game. We saw some big mistakes early on. What LaFell was talking about, Bratz taking that dive under the mid-tier 3 tower, and then they end up losing two people off of it. So I think Super Marco had too much opportunity to farm. I think Haji had too much opportunity to farm. Vitality, on their other hand, even in that big last Lord fight, that was a fight that Vitality really could have won with the Wrath of the Dryad getting thrown out the window, so many skills that Falcons made a mistake on. It showed that they were just too far ahead. And with a Clint like that, if you can scale, the guy was what, 4-0 something, 5-0 something at that point. The damage was way too high. So if Vitality does want to go for the similar draft, they need to change, maybe not be so aggressive early on, or if you are, don't mess it up.
Taking a lot of time on this ban, and they ban out the Valentina.
I honestly want to see a Bellaric first pick here, knowing
No more
that Valentina
Barretts.
isn't going to be there.
Selena.
Barretts is such a
Or
stretch.
Selena, yeah, because again, I'm
And
starting
Paquito
to
jungle
jump on the
is
train that
bots.
Bellaric is a legit problem in the meta right now. Like he shuts down so many things just by existing.
He lost in the first series, though. I mean, but that was maybe a difference in quality of those 2 teams potentially. that exposed that characters not being able to have the impact. But when they were fighting around that game plan, guys, and again, going back to the Barats, you got to say Vitality's committed to doing what they think is going to work.
Yeah, I think they are on the train of, the draft wasn't that bad, it was our gameplay maybe. Again, this is just first pick. Everything could change
Still
from here.
Beleric Selena,
Also,
Beleric
do
Eudora.
they pick up the same thing they played last time? Do they go for the Beleric and the, oh.
Lilia, Eudora, Selena, Valentina. Those have been the two.
That was that was banned last game.
Yeah.
And the Selena now picked up with the Harara. LaFell?
I don't know. Personally, for me, just because the Beleric is open, I think that's going to be a pretty safe pick. In terms of their jungler, I don't know if they want to rush a Ling here because, again, it's going to be countered. There's still a Moskov, there's still a Melissa, so in the gold lane, there's plenty of counters. And then when it comes to the roam, there's quite a few still. The big
Edoros then.
Which
could flex.
It could flex, but it seems pretty honest because they already have the Barat. So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they really just want to run it again. Like just without the Valentina, pick something else, and then they're good.
You go for Beleric here, though, right? I mean,
I assume so.
You have to.
You have to because
Eudora.
your heroes kind of get destroyed by the Beleric.
This isn't some funky gold something. Okay.
I'm not so sure about the Lilia, just because again her HP pool is pretty low, and she can get
interesting.
She's gonna have a rough time going up against the Selena. Like,
Beleric is easy. Beleric
take
go.
out so much of your HP. So Vitality is cooking. I'm just not sure what the temperature is. I'm worried.
Not sure if it's
I'm worried that it will be overcooked.
Has it reached 165 yet, Fahrenheit, for the chicken? You're not sure?
Like as
let
long
it
as
sit
it's
in the
not,
oven like 10 more minutes?
As long as it's not undercooked, it's okay. But I'm worried it's going to be overcooked.
A little too much fusion in here right
Yeah.
now, you know? Like, it's multiple nationalities splashing. I mean, Valken just takes the Beleric then, right?
If not, it can pick up a gold laner here. I don't think there's any super prio when it comes to the gold lane. But no, they do want to clean, so they make sure they grab that for themselves.
Sheriff Marco.
And I feel like the thing about a Selena in the current meta, there's quite a lot of roamers that helps out anyways. So even if you don't get a Beleric, it's a-okay. Because they pick up something like the Cho that can help out quite a lot.
I'm still so thrown off by this Lilia, I'm not going to lie.
It's too early, yeah.
And it's everything. You have the Selena that has huge range. You have this Clint that has huge range.
Dude, even the Clint
Harar
can
has
two-shot
so
her.
many iframes. Even if you don't go down, how does the Lilia fight back right now? Unless there's some clutch pick that Vitality's going to bring in the second phase, that's going to be able to open up these fights and give her the space to come in.
Right now, Vitality, what they're banking on is for a maximum like level 3 power spike, because right now having the Lilia level 1, you're already pretty strong. You can already have a lot of forward momentum. With the Paquito, you need level 2, and then you can already have a forward momentum. So I think they're trying to go all in this early game strat, because now that I look at this, I think this draft is salvageable if this Paquito goes gold.
Yeah,
right? Have something else in the jungle, and then I think they got a draft.
That was the flex I was talking about, because we've seen the double fighter mention coming into this. Could it potentially be a gold lane Paquito, like LaFell's saying? And we could see something else jump into the jungle. The Ling still available, difficult, obviously, to play. The Joy worked so well.
Ran good.
Actually,
Good,
now
good.
seeing Herrera,
Cool.
Selena, as well as Clint, this is very lingable. They just got to take out all of this
Like that word.
heavy CC heroes out of the way. Like Beleric, they already banned out the Beleric, they already banned out the Alice, so yeah, it looks lingable.
It's part of the Fell dictionary, actually.
Lingable, baby.
I'll gift you one later.
Padang. Padang could be the ban.
I'll
Nolan.
give you the extras.
Or Argons.
So this is looking pretty similar. The Cho, Arome, you mentioned, could have that same impact.
Oh.
Grab a pick. The Harith as well.
I predict
Now,
Kaja
so
for
it does
Ogwin.
seem
I don't know why.
They don't think that Paquito is going to go gold, banning out the Harith.
Yep.
Safety precautions for sure. Moskov is still open, but again, it's another short-range hero on Vitality, and that's what, you know, Falcon is really pigeonholing them into this. We're going to outrange you, we're going to poke, we're going to continuously send arrows, and you're going to have no way in, so Vitality has to find something
Feeling
here
first,
to open up. Again, unless it works out
Dyra.
perfectly like LaFell said, where first 4 minutes, they get
But they need a
get
tank.
couple
They need a
pickoffs,
tank for
they invade
XP,
jungle,
so I
they do
won't.
something of that nature. But still, what roamer do they put in front of Lilia here to open up that space?
Here's the thing, I feel like Vitality, if they pick up a Ling and then either a Hylos or a Gatot, they're looking very strong. Like, that makes the draft more balanced, because come to the late game,
Okay, Uranus.
now they pick
Yep.
up the Uranus. There's basically no instant crowd control here. This makes the Ling look much more better.
Uranus picked up. for EXP most
Heck,
likely.
Even a Grok wouldn't be bad here for Vitality.
We have seen Vitality grab a Badang, a Bading, Badang, Badang.
Bading. I don't know if we see the Badong here.
Bading.
I feel like Ling I thought would be pretty
Badaboom,
simple,
bading, badung,
but
ding.
honestly quite a lot of roamers.
Bading, bading, badung.
Gatakacha also a part of this matchup as well. Also the Lilia, one of the only other mids that Team Falcons has played with Haji, and very, very aware of that matchup as well. Haji just got the better end of Moreno, and that was...
Is Randy aware that he said Bading?
Lean on, who's got a lot of success for this team previously. It's the Glue that rounds this one out, and the Nolan is...
Randy say Bading. Chat
Which I
catch
think
it.
is also still pretty good coming into
But the
mid
Nolan,
game. Once
for one of
two
them.
items on that Nolan should be able to burst down basically everyone
One of
except
them,
for the
one of them.
Uranus. Unless they're able to stun the Uranus up, then yeah, maybe they can get a kill. Right now, I'm liking Vitality's draft, having this double fighter with the Nolan. So it's pretty strong.
And the glue roam, which is most likely, I'm guessing what this is going to end up being.
So it's a Paquito
will
gold.
be a great. It is going to be a Paquito.
Wow.
Baratti XP, most likely.
Damn.
And then the glue roam's going to preemptively do great against just about any roam they.
Oh
Is it
lord.
Khalid or Vendetta?
I don't know. It's Khalid.
All right, it's Khalid.
Wait. It says Khalid. It shows Benedetta.
Okay.
My guess is it is a Khalid.
The Khalid and Selena
over here.
and Harara, they're a very strong mid trio. They can stop Vitality to fight this early game.
Khalid.
So I
Alright,
think
it's a
Vitality
Khalid.
might have a bad time invading.
But the glue will do great at the stuns. I don't know.
Yeah, you can see in the on the
Both teams
stage.
have answers, just like last game. Both teams have a way to win this game. They have win conditions. It's all going to be about execution.
Good job on the camera.
HBH.
Good job, camera, for emphasizing that it's a Khalid pick. Good
It's
job.
Vitality's time to return service in game 2. Let's send it over to Gideon and Brigitte.
Thanks so much, Rain Day. Holy, who was expecting the draft to look like this as we head on into game number 2 between our most anticipated series of Vitality facing off against Team Falcons. A double fighter comp now facing with long-range projectiles, but now with Khalid, this early game could be a lot more sophisticated than we thought.
Yeah, it's gonna be Vitality starting it off a bit more aggressively though, but hey, it's another Selena game from Haji. It's been a really great one for them in game number 1. But I think Vitality, I like how they tried to deal with the problems that came out of that game one by one, especially starting off with the gold lane matchup, right? You're not necessarily dealing with a gold lane that would clearly lose out against this Clint from Super Marco, but in mid,
Oh my god, Fox!
lose against Super Marco, but he gets picked off into Riverside.
Yep, this is exactly what we're expecting to see again. This is some really good coordination.
Bigger chokeable! Bigger chokables, bro!
A lot of rotations are going to call upon their side laners to get into the fight. And Vitality, unfortunately, we get hit by that.
We're gonna look at Mirko.
Bye-bye. Luckily, at least for Iman, it's not the end of the world. The kill goes over to Haji. He will be able to still clear these waves pretty fast, as you can see, right? As soon as the wave is done, it's either he's helping the jungle, it's either he's setting up vision. He is making sure that he's maximizing
Bigger chokables, bro.
of this game, knowing that those precious seconds could net them a win. If they can just outlast Vitality, Super Marco will have more than enough damage.
Oh, that's a lot of damage to deal with Finn too. Fortunately, he's a glue. He will be a bit more tankier. Owen with the quick sand guard will at least survive that.
Bigatron is back, baby.
But every single time, even in game number 1, when Falcons have been winning it out big, it always started with Haji getting these small wins across the map, right? So I don't think it's a good sign as much for Vitality just yet. Let's see how it goes for this first turtle though. Oh, Eman again. Eman!
Oh no!
Eman has to get away from this. Doesn't have level 4 just yet. Owen and Super Marco are just chasing him down.
The slow from the quicksand guard. Eman hitting level 4. And dashes away still.
How lucky that he survives there. How lucky. And now this turtle fight is going to be a bit awkward.
Okay.
We'll see how this breaks.
Shogun already very low. The flicker from Finn catching 2. Now going in. Tries to go for the kill, but Haji!
That was good.
He picks him off first. Now it's all over to Falcons to take control of the turtle pit. They're going to flicker forward even just to take down Moreno, and they do! Charging the Daytona's welcome, but to no avail. Falcons winning it out once more.
Unfortunate for Shogun. He charged up the date. Oh, the arrow connects, and he's so
Oh
dead.
my god, Haji.
So dead. A 4-kill lead, and now first turtle
Two sweeps?
Falcons.
Hey, Haji's 3-0-1 again.
Whoa.
This is the exact same, or almost the exact same scenario we've seen earlier in game number 1, and Falcons once again securing the objective.
Silver speed, clap easy, not gonna happen. Hat-trick is gone.
And now Finn will have to go down. Vitality, they're just losing members every single time.
They need to regroup, they need to regain composure here. Finn is going to be the secondary win condition here, because so far, I don't think they can really deal with Finn once he gets some items and gets really, really tanky. But so far, this 2K lead developed by the side of Falcons, nicely distributed around, but heavily centered around Haji, is going to start to be, well, not as painful if you don't get hit by the arrows, obviously, but more importantly so, just look at them continuously making sure that strong side will
We're trying to find our identity again.
Despite the fact that Iman, if he can just dodge the trapping recall, he has a pretty good kill angle.
Yeah, they tried to deal with the Clint through this, but I don't think they're able to manage it the way we're seeing it as of now. 1-6 kill score on the board, and they're forced to play from behind all over again. The rotation seems so much slower too, especially as Falcons, with this lead you're seeing in Haji's hands, are just able to maximize it so well that you don't get to see Vitality use the pressure of a Glue Lilia together. I mean, who can even try to go in pressure at this point? There's Owen, who's just always roaming around the map. Haji, who's just again landing these arrows over and over again. And you don't even get access to Kyle's jungle nor side of the map.
Yep. I think really it was supposed to be Finn onto Ogwin here. That was supposed to be a matchup. Oh, wait, hold on. The arrow doesn't connect, but luckily they managed to zone them out for the time being. And this is the pressure that we're talking about when you have side lane controls, right? You're able to kind of walk into enemy territory and do whatever you want. And Finn was supposed to be the guy who says, no, you're not allowed to do that. I can just walk away from the lane. I will always be a threat to you. But now with the economic lead, Finn is just too soft at this stage of the game to be that guy.
Yeah, Vitality still. Shogun's gonna position himself here. Will decide to catch Ogwin though. That's not the standard flap, but that's still gonna be a pickoff for Team Vitality. Now Vitality getting one. They're looking for more. Flap very low. He is gonna get away from here, but it's controlled by Vitality now. The turtle is over to their side unless Falcons find a way around this, but it's not looking to be the case.
I'm still listening to Mirko.
At least get one objective for themselves.
And now you can see how the battle spells really take into effect and how Shogun is so confident in going for these Daytona welcomes, even when it doesn't look like there's going to be follow-up. Everybody on the side of Falcons have taken flickers. Same can be said about Vitality. You dodge an ability, that's great. You get hit.
Oh, they want Evan's ass.
Oh, it's better if they find Eman, but
Knockout tries to push him back though.
Very cleanly. He will still get an opportunity to defend this tier 1 up top, especially as Finn 2 approaches. Oh, but the arrow and the bullet.
Oh, well telegraphed. Oh my god, Haji.
He needed to change it up. They clocked it. Haji remembered, hey, he used the knockup strike previously to try and deter us. There's a high chance he's going to do it again. So I'm going to throw it in your original spot rather than praying that you just double jab. So really good work here because Falcons, they're taking into account all the small little details on top of the big macro plays. And look at Flap, right? He should be unkillable in these stages, but as long as he buys time, you notice on the opposite end, Super Marco, he's having the gold lane experience. He's already invested in so many companies, more than you can imagine. The S&P 500 is bowed down to Super Marco.
It's still a win for Super Marco, still a win for Team Falcons. They get more out of that, and the lead is still in their hands. And Haji, as the KDA machine, those small decisions you even highlighted in that particular sequence are just making the difference for Team Falcons in this game. Selena, 2 games in a row. We thought it was going to be contested, but they got it all over again. And now Vitality are struggling to find footing. And we look at the gold leads. At least for the junglers, it's relatively close. But you see the major difference when it comes to Super Marco and Iman.
Yup. This is where it starts to get really dangerous because eventually, once Super Marco gets all of his items, all
Literally
these
got nothing else to
fighters
say
who don't
except
build some form of
clean,
bruiser
absolute clean.
and decide to go full damage will get punished. Like Iman can
There's no
potentially
late
get
game.
one shot if he doesn't get his combo down cleanly.
There's a lot more pressure over Vitality's side right now. Daytona's welcome being charged. Oh,
He's good.
He finds Ogwen all over again. The target, the same exact target they went for earlier, but now he gets to cast the Raging Sandstorm. Moreno finds the kill onto him.
Ogwen is out.
Who's already committed as well. Super
It's good for
Marco is
Vitality.
mid-range.
It's good for
Emma too will
Vitality.
be here, but the zoning from Flap is helping out so much. Kyle trying to find a target. Finn tries to block off his way. Vitality are fighting for positioning in this objective, and they're not letting up.
We need to see Finn look to pull somebody out of position. It's got to be Marco, but the Flickers, they can't get it out of Marco just yet. They might have to trade for it. Let's see if Eman can find a position.
Oh, they actually find Flap. Eman regaining position and now
Wow,
securing
Vitality
the
bouncing back.
turtle. Vitality are now slowly getting back and invading into Falcon's side.
That was a little bit of a weird fight there. Flap did not necessarily have to stick around for that long. Oh, another Daytona's welcome.
Fracture still there. Nile trying to burst him down. There's a flicker from Ogwen and the quick sandguard, but he is not going to get out.
So far, so good. We've now seen the Gold League kind of swing back into Vitality's favor.
6-7.
At this stage, now we see the fighters
6-7 on the score.
already. If we pull up the item list, I'm pretty sure he's already done with his first item at the bare minimum. Probably his second item already done too, but he's 1-3-1, so let's say a couple of components, right? He's got enough damage to deal with the squishies, but he can't close the distance in time. Ooh. Not without some help here. And that's why Shogun is playing a very good front line here, where he's baiting his opponents to walk on in. And guess what? By the time we actually get even a single mini stun or a 20% slow, that's when you see them pull them all the way back in.
Yeah, he at least has two. That's where you see it. And
Going to Flap finally.
that's the second time they tried to go for him, and every single time you're seeing how the damage is seemingly already enough, even with just Eman and a bit of help towards Eman, again from Nile mostly. The burst damage is really starting to come through, and I think that's been the trend for Vitality. They're always after the frontline heroes first, and it's not like they're lacking the tools to deal with them, and they get the wins from that point onwards. That's another target locked on by Finn. He finds Super Marco. Haji trying to run away.
Wow.
Shuts him down perfectly on a killing spree right now, and he dashes out. He still survives. Falcons are not able to find a trade.
What a game.
Kyle was just mogging them. He knew he had the fracture ready to go to give him an extra 2 dashes if he just timed it well, and so he does. Falcons now discombobulated from that fight. Let's watch it one more time, because again, this is one of those moments where you just wished you just reacted a little bit faster. Super Marco using the trapping recoil falls into one of the goblins, and before he gets the flicker off, it's already too late. Finn flickers instantly, not giving him any time to react to it, and that's the scenario we need to see multiple times. Nobody has a real answer to Finn if he gets on top of Super Marco, but up until then, I think the rest of the Falcons just gotta punch him in the face.
Yeah, gotta be careful. It's always been Shogun setting up for these major team fights too, so at least Flap has info, but he's not gonna go for Flap.
Another
He's
hawk.
gonna go
Wow,
for
the
Finn.
old one has to flicker out of
From
here.
They almost had the win,
Am I gonna kill it? What the hell?
Eman actually found Super Marco. Falcons are falling one by one. Kyle trying to escape. Eman diving onto the
Oh
turret.
my lord, how are they?
They're still going for more. Vitality, they count 3 from Team Falcons.
And now they're showing some team fight prowess, a beautiful push and pull, a juggling of aggro, making sure that everybody was able to take one tower shot so that nobody
The tenacity
was
of
too low
Vitality,
for Falcons
holy
to
crap.
trade. That's the level of prestige we're playing at here for Mobile Legends.
Eman,
Especially
oh
in
my
MSC.
god.
They're not
Did he
fucking
flicker? He
around
did.
no more. Because once you start seeing ultimates being used to run away, you know you've got them on the ropes, and you've got to really press those angles. Similarly to putting somebody in a corner and boxing.
Eman flickered, Marco flickered, and Eman flickered.
Kill, and Vitality just don't miss.
Unbelievable. I thought Shogun and Flap were just exchanging blows and just standing right before the objective started, but it was just all set up. They were trying to get their attention, and that's where they really focused on the target that they wanted. Ogwen has always been going through these moments against Vitality, and it's not looking too good. But I think more than that, though, the way Eman right now is not the very vulnerable type of gold laner. He's a lot more aggressive, and even with that solo kill in the backlines has made a huge difference for Team Vitality and how they're taking control of this game right now.
Oh, what an arrow. Oh my god, Marco doesn't even have Purify.
Ogwen doesn't get traded out with Sandguard. Fortunately,
Ogwen gets the Sand Guard. A lot of hygiene happening in mid. They let the Lord through on bottom lane, dealing a huge chunk of damage to the inhibitor.
Defended for now, though.
Man, that's some fat damage damage coming out from Nile. Everybody having a Malefic Roar ready to go to cut through all the armor that's been set up by the Falcon side. Let's look at the items one more time here. Sky Piercer purchase coming in from Kyle. He needs that. However, I'm not so sure in this particular bout. I feel like Super Marco is going to be the main win condition no matter what. So a Bruiser build would have made a lot more sense. He does have the War Axe, which is nice. I would have liked to see the Queen's Wings on top of it. We look down at specifically Iman, right? And you can see he wants to go for that full damage, but he also recognizes that if he gets chunked out too early on, he might not be able to clutch back up. So it's safer just to go for the fight.
And look at where Nile and Shogun are currently positioned. They're really trying to go
Oh,
for
weird
more
angle.
unexpected angles and plays against Team Falcons. Fortunately for them, they're really grouping up. They don't want to lose any more in the process because it's clearly Vitality winning majority
Closer
of it at
game.
this point. And we have a minute until the Lord spawns next. But can Falcons actually afford to go for a play? Because it's always been Vitality, right? It's always been Shogun starting these engages with a Daytona's Welcome Flicker that catches them by surprise.
Here's what I foresee is going to happen. Shogun and Flap are going to continuously trade blows, right? Flap, unfortunately, just doesn't have enough of a lead to put Shogun behind. So then it comes to two conditions. Can Haji hit somebody else other than the frontliners of Vitality? And the second one is once Flap starts getting into the backlines, especially if he can get on top of Niall and force him to use some abilities, probably not onto Finn, but they need to figure out where Iman is exactly. The last team fight, they managed to get into their backlines. They cannot afford to let that happen again. And unfortunately, Flap is kind of the only frontliner who can do this. We've seen Owen get punished multiple times throughout this game against Finn. So that's just the matchup they cannot sync up. It's a game of rock, paper, scissors. The question is who throws the first hand?
Which I think Vitality are already trying to set up for again, as they've been managing the waves constantly, leading to this next objective spawn, and it's Falcons who's trying to respond to whatever they've been able to do already. They're already taking control. That's an arrow landing to the front lines, but Falcons might not decide to go for
looking
Shogun
fine.
just yet. They know there's still a flicker. They know there's still a Daytona's Welcome. But Kyle, if he finds
The shield from Iman.
something, but they're still not gonna commit. They see other members of Vitality nearby too.
Not gonna commit. They gotta send Kyle up onto the wave. Already seen.
They need something a little bit better here.
Iman,
And the only way they're going to get is
there is no info.
as we can see the position
Staying
here,
safe.
Vitality have a much bigger spread. They want to punish Iman.
Oh, maybe they want to use
Oh, flicker back. Oh, you can escape. Or can he? Perchance. Tier 2 for Lord.
Vitality could secure the objective.
I mean, they tried for it. And so
Tier 2 for Lord. Is it a better trade? 15 minutes, so
it could have gotten a lot worse, but at least this 5.2k lead is something
it's something.
Moreno now becoming a legitimate threat to the frontliners. So now the roles start to reverse. Shogun as well as Finn need to create that space for Moreno to get those free hits. If they can force Ogwin out, that's even better. If they can hurt Flap, even better. So far, I think that as long as Moreno doesn't get hit by an arrow, which makes me wonder, maybe you should have taken Purify. But at the same time, it's like you get chased out by Kyle and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, honestly, it's been flickers everywhere since game number 1. I feel like that's going to be the trend since it's the... Oh, wow. We get a close-up of that?
Yeah. I didn't know you can get that close, to be honest.
Me too. I was surprised, but I think...
Jump scare, Naruto frog jump scare, whatever that's called.
Teams have been wanting to play, at least in the series and against each other, to be specific. But the Lord is still marching. This is not the evolved Lord just yet, but there could be potential flicker plays. Finn is yet to find an entry, but Super Marco starting to feel the damage.
Oh, flicker that is welcome. Hakua. Vitality, what the hell? How did they bounce back just like that?
These glooms, he's free enough to land these hits, and they take out 2 base turrets. They're already inside the base.
Flickering on a Haji.
Kyle trying to run away, going for the clear as much as they can alongside Ogwin.
All the minions are cleared. All the minions are cleared. GG.
Finn is also still alive, and Iman's just locking on the base. We're looking like it's another equalizing series. 1-1 for Vitality and Falcons.
Hey, we're going to have the most lively stage here at EWC with the fans on both sides getting what they want, a 1-1. Let's see how long this series can be extended for. Holy, what a fight, man. I love the fact that there's so much thought put into these drafts. Every stage of the game, you're expecting the composition to work just a little bit differently. Obviously, the fans
Very different. But that's just Vitality tenacity. I don't think it's a on paper, especially in the early game, Falcons would have won it, but it's just as pure tenacity of Vitality.
Adjustments, especially from Vitality. If you saw the Melissa countered out in game number 1, I think you could pretty much say the same for Super Marco on the Clint this time. He too has been answered here by Vitality through the sequence of the drafts, through the flex that they did on blue side. And they weren't able to replicate what they did, especially nor even with the Selena in their hands.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the Selena. If you don't hit those arrows, you're not going to feel like she's having that major impact. She can influence the game when you have a lead, but when you're behind, you notice that all of a sudden she's a disruptor. She is a CC chain breaker more than anything else. The only unfortunate thing is that Bulletproof Marco, they got underneath. The glue stuck his skin straight to that Kevlar, and my God.
Right, I'll check if there's food again, so BRB.
There's so many scenarios where it ended like that. And worse yet, once Finn got like maxed out items, he couldn't even deal damage to him.
It's always Finn or Shogun. That last setup from Shogun though, the one you're looking at right now, I think that really was the deciding play of this game. The moment they took down Super Marco, they pretty much equalized the series then.
They do. I will have to admit, Shogun, he's got the best Detina's welcome to Flicker I've ever seen. We're throwing it back over to the panel to break it down for y'all. What happened that game?
Vitality fans saying cry some tears because they took it in game 1. That's for sure. There was no doubt there was going to be a lot of back and forth between these two super fans, and it is giving us the most lively stage at EWC right now. Guaranteed. Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, the place to be. MSC and MLBB. Welcome back. My name's Rain Day. I'm joined by Trex and LaFell. And guys, breaking that down, we just saw it there. We saw Shogun, same first pick or first 2-3 pick, Barats. Now he gets the early lead and he doesn't die at all. I mean, they realized they were onto something. They just needed to play it a little better.
I'm sorry I doubted it. We questioned the Barat's first pick. It all makes sense now. This has to just be pure comfort for Shogun. And we were talking about it during the game. Even in the game they lost, the guy
I'm pretty sure Miracle's creaming right now.
I mean, it was just insane.
Want to check on him.
I mean, like, here's the thing. I feel like part of the reason why Shogun was able to use the Barats that well is because if we're looking at the drafts coming in from Falcon, they don't have a lot of ways to counter-engage, right? In the previous game, they had the Barats. So if you go in, we're going to stop you. And then they even ban out the Cho. Cho is also one of those heroes where, okay, the Barats chomps onto someone, and then Cho can just equalize it by kicking the damage dealer, right? In that situation, probably the Nolan. So I feel like this is one of those games where Shogun has an amazing Barats, and it's just amplified by the fact that there's no hero to really punish him.
I think it was also, we'll have to look back, but the Cho got banned. I wonder if it's actually on the side of Team Falcon's PH that banned it.
I know Vitality banned both the Belleric as well as the Cho.
And they banned Cho.
In the 4th and 5th ban.
Okay, well then that makes a ton of sense. So now they've got to answer that question, which is obviously going to be, will you bring the Barats back? Will you ban it? Will you make Shogun play something else? And the other side of things, we saw Nile, who was so good. We mentioned this new rivalry in the jungle. Nile had a tough game 1, but then he went on to the Nolan and dominated. A little bit more about Nile is something we wanted to showcase to all of you wondering where this star from Team Vitality came from. If you want to know more about his story, take a look.
Whoa! You can see the taunts live on stage.
He's very stubborn.
He always knows something the others don't know.
Gue ngerasa ego dia cukup tinggi, ego player, ego jungler. Nile is best jungler for me ya. It started from COVID. I played 80 hours per day or 12 hours, something like that, because I don't have nothing. I don't know what to do. And suddenly I am reaching a top global.
Very competitive player because he always thinks about the game all of the time.
Head coach of Onyx MLB MPL contact me. Do you want to join Onyx Sports? My ego said, hell yeah.
Before he is a big fan Onyx in Vitality, and I think still the same Nile but more mature.
Got Nile in the jungle, man. They gon' win.
Onyx loaned me to Big Farm. I'm reaching my first international M5. I'm not playing in season 13 because I think I need to fix myself. I think it was a bit of messed up. My mindset was.
He was barred for 2 official matches
during the M5 series. Nile has
he did this.
not only me, like all of us, I think, get mad and angrier. I just want to like this, but I don't know, suddenly it came up. I totally regret it.
I know in his heart he's very kind, but he's a funny guy. Also,
I need to control myself.
He doesn't do any mistake anymore. Niall is mature person right now.
Beating Kyrie in grand finals to me mean a lot to me because he was the top jungler in Indonesia before, not him anymore. If you can see my reaction after we winning the grand finals,
You don't need to compare to Kyrie lah about yourself. You become champion, bro, for your own team also.
Yang bisa compare Niall itu for now cuma TNZ, but I still choose Niall for me.
proud sitting next to you. I will help my best to making you the best.
I cannot do it by myself. That's why I need their help, and maybe they need my help, so we can reach our golden road together. The person I look up was my father. My father is passed away. Back then, he was humble and he's the type of person and down to earth. And I wish I become a person like that also. Inspiring me so much because before he is an athlete in chess, that's why he inspired me so much. Taught me so much about life.
1v1v1.
Well, it's amazing to hear a little bit about Niall's story, the exciting and superstar jungler on Team Vitality. You mentioned fighting against Kyrie. You also mentioned his father and his humility that he learned from that. Your reactions to just seeing a little bit more about Niall, Trex. We know what he can do. He just showed it, but as his story evolves, this could be an amazing moment to add to what is already a great character study.
I like the fact that he has definitely mellowed out a bit, but I still think he has that ego in him, and I think that's what you need to be the best right now, and I think that's what we're waiting to see. We're waiting to see these players really bring it all out and not be scared to show it off a little bit.
Yeah, because we know that Niall has the horsepower, right? He has the ego, he has personality, and we saw sometimes he goes overboard. But this is the thing about growing up, right? You tend to know how to control yourself. Now you know that you can go all in the game, but then once you celebrate, you're just like, all right, that was good. Good on you guys.
Thumbs.
Yeah. No, this and etc.
You know what? I will say this: at a young age, I was playing with the U17 men's national team for football, soccer, and it is a lot when you're a 15-year-old.
Football.
You start preparing for a World Cup. There are guys who
Soccer.
are after that about to go pro,
American.
and they're 15 or 16. They're about to go pro. Like they jump out of high school, and I remember myself. I was not quite ready for that jump, and I think I've seen over the years maturity come in different ways. But sometimes the one thing I look at and I said I didn't have the ego to say I'm that guy yet, and that is something that you said he bringing it back a little bit. Trek, sometimes you do have to let that show for a big.
You gotta have
moment.
that dog in you.
You gotta
have that dog in you sometimes, and I
Yeah.
think Niall has that dog in him.
I'm Muslim, so that's haram. So I'm gonna change mine to I don't know, a tiger. I got a tiger in me. Roar.
You got that tiger in you.
I the tiger.
Yeah, for sure, man. Here's the thing. I feel like now this is one of those reasons why with this assassin meta coming back, it's so good for those junglers that has this very high ego, because you kind of need that to play the assassins. Because if you're going in with an assassin and then you have like doubts, can I kill the guy or not? You're kind of using the wrong hero. Am I right?
It's just a mindset.
It's just a mindset. It's
all
like
a mindset.
if I could kill you, I'll kill you. In game.
Of course. Well, you know, comparing different thoughts, comparing apples to oranges, we actually had a great chance here in MLBB to catch up with someone you may know and enjoy, Lemon.
Lemon. RRQ Lemon.
I was walking in the audience and I found the legend.
Damn.
It's Lemon. Lemon, how are you?
I'm great.
You're great. How's Paris so far?
So hot.
It is kind of hot. You miss the cold.
Yeah, but the food is fire though.
You love the food.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I know you've been following the group stages and of course coming into the knockouts. Lemon, is there a team that really surprised you this MSE?
For me, it's Team Liquid.
Team Liquid.
Yeah. It's such a surprise for me because they get knocked out so early, right? Because I hope them meet Indonesian team in the final.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were also quite surprised. But were you surprised by any teams in a good way?
In a good way, Onyx qualified to the knockout.
Okay, so he didn't expect Onyx to qualify.
No, it's not. I mean,
Right.
I do hope them, but I mean, it's such a surprise because they went to the rough path.
Yeah, that's true. It looked like they were struggling. I think even a lot of the people out there were quite surprised, but they're here right now. And taking a look at the Indo team so far, what do you think has been lacking about them? Do you think that there's something that they could improve?
I don't have a lot to say actually because they did so well in the group stage, right? Maybe in the during drafting phase they need to get through it, like really think what the comfortable hero for them, and maybe don't make any unnecessary movement in game.
Okay, so drafting and unnecessary movement. I feel like I know which player you're talking about right now. But if we're talking about any heroes, you know, like the meta has been so interesting so far. Cool heroes have been popping up. Is there an underrated hero that you want to see here at MSC?
I really want to see Xavier.
Xavier.
Yeah.
Oh, you think Xavier could be played?
I really love to play Xavier. I mean, he has like good poke, good CC with his second skill. With a good comms, with a good pair with a strong roamer like Cho, maybe Xavier can counter a lot of this hero meta, you know? This hero a lot of dashes. Right?
Okay. Maybe Xavier comes through. I hope Xavier comes through. You know, honestly, I thought you were going to say Kagura.
Kagura is so bad.
Oh, Kagura's bad. But, Lemon, do you have a message to Vitality that's currently playing right now?
For BTR Vitality, I hope you guys can beat Falcon like in the group stage, and just do your best. Good luck, and don't forget to have fun.
Thank you so much, Lemon. It's an honor to be here with you. Enjoy the games because we are now going to throw it over back to you.
Done eating. This is time for the next game.
Family members who lost loved ones on 9/11 have started a petition calling on their mom to attend Sarah. Petition on change.org started months ago. If you see two siblings walking, how can you determine which one is older? Check one. Study time? No.
A big shout out to ObSpot as well. I know they sent me a camera last year, and I got a lot of cameras, but that one was quite good. So they're our official sponsor. Welcoming you back
flex.
here to the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. Oh, you guys didn't get one? Oh man, sucks. Too bad, bro.
Hey,
Well,
just
Step up your
what-
content game,
What
man.
what did he say? What did bro say? And am I lagging again? Am I lagging again?
Camera last year, and a big shout out to ObSpot as well. I know they sent me a camera last year, and I got a lot of cameras, but that one was quite good. So they're our official sponsor. Welcoming you back
flex.
here to the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. Oh, you guys didn't get one? Oh man, sucks. Too bad, bro.
Hey, just
Step up your content game, man.
Hey, give me like 1.5 months. I'll figure something out.
Are you kidding? No, you guys are excellent. One of the things, not easy to be a content creator and a caster. I got to give a shout out to all the MLB people.
The Claude back
Pretty weird.
was to actually force the Paquito to go into the goat lane, and then hoping they go to the late game, and then by that time, Super Marco with the decline will just pop off. But I feel like now they got to respect that, right? Understand that you might go up against Iman with a fighter. Doesn't have to be the Paquito, could be something else like a Ruby or something, and that's just something that they have to deal with. Because I really feel like in Game 1 and Game 2, it's less about the draft and really more about the execution. Maybe Game 2, if they have another hero like a Barats, like a Bellaric that can counter the Barats, maybe that'll be a little bit better.
I think they definitely could have picked up the Belleric in phase 1.
That's just no limit, by the way. Shout outs to him.
Right on. Just no limit. Who's he voting for?
Who's he what?
Vitality, right?
Oh,
Vitality.
100% Vitality.
Are you trying to do an American accent right there, boy?
Hey,
I'm
quarter American, mate.
Series ain't done. Series won't be done after this.
How do we sound to you?
That's a 3.
Let me just say, there's a bunch of time I go to breakfast, and it really screws in my brain because I just hear a bunch of nice's talking. He's the most traditional white guy that even, you know, like the real white guys come out. It's like, oh, you guys sound like nice.
Yeah, you sound like nice. He's the
You guys sound less American.
Right on.
The gold standard, huh? A different gold standard.
He's the white standard.
The white standard.
I'm watching TikToks right now.
Oh, fell. Trex is laughing.
Hey, white power, you know?
Hey.
So now going into draft
Vitality
here.
versus Falcons.
Yeah, it looks like they're not changing up the drafts. And I guess you don't have to. Right after this ban out the Fanny and then ban out the Atlas and then like said, oh no, this time they ban out the Selena.
Okay, that's the last straw.
So wait, Falcons
Vitality might win this. You know, they might have downloaded Falcons.
The draft, which I find interesting. Falcons won last game. They switch up the ban.
There's a possibility they've downloaded Falcons already.
Game, and they're going to switch up their bans instead of trying to run the same exact thing. Each team consistently knowing the next game has to be different.
I mean, like, here's the thing. That Selena really ruins their early game because if you guys remember in game number 2, Iman on that Paquito tried to help with the Little Wanderer, and then they got it, but then Iman died. So I feel like they're looking at it as, you know what, Selena's doing too much. Even when they're losing, she's doing too much.
And I'm trying to see where this translates into something opening up. I mean, it could be the Belleric opening up earlier for the side of Team Falcons.
Or the Atlas.
It could be the Atlas as well, because they're giving something up. They've been taking away both of those.
The Fanny as well as the Atlas. So now they banned the Atlas. I don't know whether they themselves want the Fanny or they don't want to give the Fanny over to Falcons.
I think if the Harara's open, then they know that at least they can still take their Barats. The
Barats.
is no longer there, and they have some tradability.
Eudora seen a lot less play now in playoffs. Who knew?
Last game they banned out the Valentina. This time they have to think about it.
Does the Esmeralda indicate that they want to go back to Shogun having a good lane? Oh yeah, XB with Barats.
They've been deprioritizing Eudora, which is kind of warranted.
Really like the dinners. Like, you know what? You're always going to be first pick. Yeah.
He paid for dinner.
They banned out the Melissa. Now, that's interesting. They're opening up quite a lot here. Right?
Melissa.
Valentina's there, Hirara, the Lings, the Fannies, Zushin as well. I don't know about this one. I feel like Barats first pick is still fine.
Yeah, honestly, I think they still go Barats.
It's like when you know you're visiting for a night, you don't need to worry about being comfortable. You can
Barats again.
You only have one night you're driving home. When you're staying for a week, now you got to bring your pajamas, got to feel comfortable. I think in these longer sets, you see players revert back to like, what has worked for me? What is comfortable? We've got 2 games on it. Let's figure out a third. Not changing something's a big deal.
So you just go the Jushin, Belleric here, I think.
Yeah, that's a great play.
Belly Boy and Jushin.
Sounds good. And then later on, you'll see whether out of all the assassins that's still open, which one do you want? You want the Harara, the Ling, or the Fanny? Because I feel like, judging by game 2, I think Falcons should be really hesitant to pick up that Fanny because there's so much fighters. And
Falcons doesn't want the Fanny, then they might have to lock in the Harara here, right? That
true.
Might be just Harara, Belleric.
I would go with that. That sounds very solid.
They still have the Ling as an option. If they don't, we haven't seen
Fanny
it,
prio.
but that could mean that if they, never mind, they want the Fanny.
They're risking it this one.
Risk it for the biscuit.
I mean, like,
it's because they don't want Vitality to have it.
I think so too, because Nile is pretty disgusting on that Fanny. So now they have 2 ways to deal with this. Either go Moskov in gold or go for that Paquito again, just so that you know that Fanny does not have a good target to actually slice in.
Paquito and Moskov right now.
So Paquito, jungle, Moskov, gold. I mean, like, I'm not against it. It's just very, very honest.
Yeah, and you show a lot in these first 3. Bans come up after that.
I think it goes Zushin. Sorry.
No, I'm with you. I think Zushin could be good too. I think either team goes Zushin is nice.
And the Moskov.
Or Paquito, depends on which route you want to go for, right? Because I feel like if you don't secure either or, 100% they're going to get banned. So they pick up the Paquito.
Paquito again.
As well as the
Eudora.
So
He had to.
That's why picking out the Fanny can be a risk. Basically, all 3 can counter the Fanny here.
So that's interesting.
Was it a big brain bait?
I think
by switching into the Selena, leaving the Fanny open, taking the Barats again first. Do we think this was just like they're going to go Fanny to steal it from us, and then we instant counter it?
Honestly, I feel like it was a gamble. They're like, guys, there's a chance they will pick it up. If they don't, then we got to figure something else out. But the moment they pick up the Fanny, they're like, all right, we got him.
Well, listen, if this is Paquito Gold, if it is going to mix over, then he has an opportunity to pick his matchup that he wants. And Harith is still open, which we haven't seen open for him yet, and he's enjoyed.
Lapu
They're gonna wait
Lapu.
till that because they're not sure. Again, that is Paquito Gold.
So I feel like for Vitality, to make it easier for themselves, I think they need to ban out something like the
You're gonna pick XP right away. You know what? Okay. You know whatever matchup, we're gonna put the Lapu Lapu onto either of them and wait till one of them goes gold, and we're going to have an info.
You can put Lapu in gold, not the best place for you to put him, but it's an option.
Yeah.
Ruby would be a nice answer to the Paquito and the Barats, those bulky frontliners, something that can just kind of stop them in their tracks
Carry.
and stop the big engage that Vitality wants to bring. Coming into the ban list, Falcon takes out the Harley.
I mean, you could do essentially, I mean, for those watching a new to MLBB, right, you have that traditional marksman normally in gold. You have the big fighter in EXP. We're seeing the experimentation there with some of these teams either putting a fighter in gold, sometimes flexing them into the jungle as well, but mostly either in gold and in EXP. So you have two different styles, but aggressive, CC, team fight focused characters. Is it possible that Falcons go and say, well, let's just match that? I mean, let's just do that ourselves.
Because right now, based on the bans here,
With Uranus.
Falcons betting out that Harley, I think they're opening up just in case they want to go for marksman. So I think the marksman is going to be red 5. They're going to see the entire draft, and then they're going to decide. And then for Vitality, they're betting out the Eve. If they ban out something like the Zushin, it basically shows that they want to gank mid for quite a few times. They just don't want these tanky mid laners to be there, lowering the chance of them actually getting a kill.
Yeah, they need to make sure, well, they got to make sure that Eudora also has a lot of freedom, and something with that much range, taking out the Eve. Selena's already gone. They've noticed that, I think, control in these fights is something that Falcon really thrives on, especially in game 1 when they had a similar draft.
Falcon does not have a mate yet.
Yeah. Ruby has to be
Do they
banned.
want to
They
pick
ban
it
out the Lilia
now,
here.
after?
Very interesting. Okay. The league is still open.
Eve
I'm
is
not
Eve.
so sure if this is
Nah.
going to be a game that's going to be good for the
Eve
league.
is so stationary.
I mean, again, because of this Paquito so flex, we've seen him in the jungle and the gold. It really can go either ways here. But I feel like they should pick up a mid so that they can make the last decision whether they want fighter gold or marksman gold.
That makes sense. Open up in mid. I mean, we've seen a lot of different choices. A lot of them banned out here.
Maybe even
Yeah,
Valentina wouldn't
pick
be
mid.
that
Yeah,
bad.
pick mid.
It's just that whatever ult you're
Jushin.
gonna take, except for the Eudora, you're kind of putting yourself in a very tough spot either ways.
Very dangerous.
Vexana's interesting.
Valentina.
Oh yeah, good.
We saw Aurora one game. I mean,
Vexana
something
was a
that's
decent
CC.
answer to something that Vitality has right now, honestly.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of teams have used it for, so it could definitely be a possibility.
Vexana could ban the glue.
Okay.
Oh.
There's a lot of bursts here coming in from Falcon, so whoever gets caught, the Farsa can burst out for the first 6 minutes. So I think Falcons, they just want to win the early here. But this
They want a
draft
bulk
kind of shows
burst.
that they might have
And
something like a Claude later on.
could counter marksman, but it could
Claude or
outrange a
Moskov,
fighter as
Both
well.
been played. Claude at a 2-1
And there's not
loss
a-
for Falcons. Moskov 1 win.
They could pick Nolan.
0 losses.
Nolan could be the pick for Vitality.
Good choices for Super Marco in this tournament.
Or Ling.
Because I feel like the Brody would be stylistic for what they have right now, but there's a chance they're
Nolan,
gonna use
Ling Moskov.
Brody won't have
Ling
a good
Moskov.
time, so I feel like
No, wait, no.
oh, but I'm worried if that's too much scaling though. Too much scaling in this current meta is pretty bad. Actually, no,
Yeah,
I
could be
think that there's
Paquito.
too much scaling.
Oh,
Because
Kufra.
Claude as well as the Kufra here, trying to fight.
Alright,
against
there's no
the
roamer.
Fanny.
Oopsie.
They're really just trying to counter Fanny here. Everyone except for the Claude.
Yeah, I mean, in the Kufra, don't get me wrong, it works against the Fanny, but it is still
I
a
feel like
high-risk
Moskov is
roam. Yeah, there's a lot of roams that they could have gone for. Moskov also would have been great. I guess it's a little less escapability. The Claude can help against this Farza.
They know the golden
It's a little bit
matchup.
more movement in terms of team fights and can maybe get away from the Malapu a little bit.
Hanabi? I'm thinking Hanabi. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Fighters is still the Ruby, but I feel like you don't have to. I feel like a Harry for Mexico should be good.
Carry. Okay, of course, carry.
Carry. So they just want to make sure that.
Okay, Hanabi is a women's exclusive.
They have an answer.
I don't want to discriminate, but like.
Getting a lot of bursts coming in from the far side
Yeah.
with Fanny, and then having that shred from the carry. I'm liking Falcon's draft here because for Vitality, it kind of depends on both the Barats as well as the Kufra.
And the Jungle Paquito was something they lost in game number 1. Can they pull through this time in game number 3 and get a win off of it? Falcons taking it back with a few picks. The Farza, the Fanny. Excited to see how it goes.
Well, Team Vitality and Shogun been feeling pretty comfortable with that Barats on the stage the 3rd time around. Will he get kicked out? Need to find a new place to stay? We'll find out as we send it back over to Gideon and Brigida for game 3.
Game 3 begins, and already we are anticipating who is going to bring it to the next level here. Who's going to take another point over the others? The score is 1-1 as we jump on in to the land of Dawn. And Brig, I don't know, these compositions, they're like Digimon. They just keep evolving. You don't know when it stops. You don't know when they have figured out what is the end goal.
Yeah, if there's one thing that evolved, we're no longer on all flickers. We at least see 2 Purifies on Team Falcon's side. And understandably
Did
so,
Digimon evolve? Do Digimon evolve? They can, right?
Don't get to use in the proper sequence would be very punishing for their team fights in the latter portions of this game.
Yeah, really interesting. A quick look at the emblems, and immediately we're already seeing pull yourself
Haji getting that crab.
Wilderness blessing coming in from Moreno. So Moreno wants to move around this map a lot quicker with Finn.
Instant
to that class,
purple.
but the Brave Smite here, pretty important for Ogun to keep himself alive. As we see the first couple of interactions, it's just about control. It's about how much we can control this lane and minimize the rotations.
Yeah, Finn and Moreno are required to really work together, I feel, especially as because the nature of a Kufra, which I feel like is the reason why we don't really get to see him recently, is also because of the fact that once you go in, there's barely any way for you to disengage, and it's pretty much like you have to at least get a guaranteed stun or set for you to make sure that you get to maximize this hero to its fullest potential, because if not, it will be very easy for Falcons, considering their lineup too, to just go in for the punish. And that's a quick rotation you're seeing from Haji.
Potential engagement from Finn as well. I don't think they want to do this right now, right? Nobody's looking for at the right time, and more importantly, as much as they want this EXP crab, which Shogun gets.
Crab, Shogun gets it.
I don't see Falcons finding first blood just yet. Not until we see Ilhaji hit level. Oh my goodness.
Hi, Palestine!
Very edge. Gets caught.
He stepped out!
Yeah, I probably thought there was a bit more.
He stepped out! Oh, that is welcome. That is welcome on a flap, and now get the kill. Oh no, this is bad.
Shogun's really good with the Detona's welcome. It's actually kind of crazy, but here comes Haji.
Okay, Finn, he's gonna show himself. They have enough idea of where Vitality are currently positioned.
Oh my god, they kind of threw it.
There is no ball of lightning
for 5, Nile.
Moreno to land the stun, but Finn is still
Shogun is still there. He doesn't want to. Yeah, he had to respect. Even if Barat doesn't have the ultimate, there's probably no
Didn't even want to like let the feathered airstrike rip or like try to force out. They knew that. Okay, Shogun should be okay here. I would assume he's max stacked out. There's no chance that Kyle's going to be able to cut him down just yet. Not without a little bit of help here. But on the opposite end, I was really expecting like Haji to try and make something happen, force somebody to flicker, force them to flicker forward or anything. Because losing their battle spells on the side of Vitality is a lot more punishing compared to the Falcons.
Yeah, so the one's on all flicker, but they dealt with that first objective really, really well. I mean, that immediate transition from just taking out Flap, which I feel also shouldn't have been the case, but I guess it was just a bit too unexpected for Vitality to just jump on him at the same time too. So you don't really get to see Falcons at least in a position where they'll be confident enough to contest. The gold lane is definitely something that we don't really put into consideration as much now, just because the focus is just really heavily towards the mid. It's because of these mid trios that we're seeing a lot of things happen, or supposedly happen, by far.
Yeah, and also the scary things that Super Marco also decided to take the Purify, right? So taking these like heavy hate trades against Iman, there's always that risk of at any point of time somebody could come for this gank. And he doesn't mind the 2v1 scenario because of that Purify, but as soon as he loses it, he suddenly becomes this vulnerable target that even Nile can take it out without much effort. So But maintaining control, right? And you can see that both sides. Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord.
And Nile.
It's not a good start for Flap at least, and I don't think Vitality are paying too much attention towards Super Marco 2. They acknowledge the fact that yes, this is a carry on Purify, but I think they're just
Flap
really trying
does
to
not
double
look good
down
here.
on shutting down the
Is it gonna be like the 7 death power spike? 7 death power spike for Flap? Like the Arlen and M5?
For Falcons, but considering that
Is
he
it?
hasn't been able to farm up, Falcons are just not confident enough to fight against Vitality, especially in these objectives, which Flap will still decide to show up for, but it's a 2-level gap you're looking at between him and Shogun.
Yeah, this should be a no contest unless they're able to get like a big fat all coming in from Ogwin. I mean, he's thinking about it, right?
Finn, nobody home. Ogwin got a taunt. Mark by Flap now with the fray. Had to go in, flicker setup. Ogwin, gonna be the casualty. Oh my god, beautifully caught! What the heck? Unlucky.
That's so sad. He was a pixel off the wall, but at least the Falcons will be able to try and convert this to something even more. They get mid-tier 1. Let's look at this replay one more time.
That was beautifully done by Shogun. Look at it. Isle already flying in. Beautiful. It's him.
Misses the wall. Puts him right on top of the turtle. He thought it was gonna connect. Honestly, really well played from both sides here, but big ups. And Ogwin knows, it's like, hell yeah, they messed up. And that's great because now this is going to drag out a little bit further. And with a 1.5k lead, Haji is starting to come into a position where he can legitimately members of Vitality. Moreno in particular. He might, if he can force Moreno to flicker early on, this mid-game might be where Falcons really shine.
Yeah, because Moreno, I think, has been very...
So if they actually had that stun, Shogun was a little bit too much degrees up on southwest.
Lead over to their side. Oh. Okay, Finn is gonna spot
Too much degrees southwest.
Already know that there's a potential gap.
Are they willing to trade top tier 1 for this? They're probably gonna send Kyle up to the top side, right? As soon as they show the wave gets cleared up here. Yep, he makes his way over to the top side. They already know that Shogun is communicated. Nile ready to punch.
Oh!
Who shot?
That was a lot of damage from Nile. And that was just Nile.
I definitely think that could have been a kill angle there, but I think even now recognize there's not a lot of people here. I'm not 100% sure whether they moved away from that conceal afterwards, but more importantly, he's got to make sure that he gets the angle right. If he accidentally pushes Kyle too far in certain areas, Kyle, he's good with these cables. He can start zipping around. He's got to lock him down right against the wall.
Okay, at least they somewhat equalize things, and the farming is looking still pretty great, especially for Super Marco. But this is where we see how Vitality are able
does not have revenge yet.
They're not allowed to make any mistakes similar to what happened earlier. It's been a really good run for Shogun on the Barretts here, but that could have been the turning point if they don't find their way back in this game. Finn is looking for a really good setup here, but they have no idea where Flap is.
Oh, it's a bit of a dangerous gamble here. Not to mention that they've already got like a slow pushing side up top as well. That's going to start turning into the opposing favor. Oh no,
Dude, what up, Chu?
Now Falcons have an opportunity here.
Okay. Shogun really has reset here in this game. That's another Daytona's welcome not connecting onto anyone. Falcons are fully aware of the fact that they no longer have that setup potential. But Kyle is nowhere near this objective as of now.
Can't afford to show himself.
I know, I can see it.
But Kufra is nearby. Look at Finn. He's going for the... And he's anticipating it.
Oh,
Finn! Oh no! Oh, I can't escape.
To cable out of there.
Great call.
Holy crap, Finn.
Made sure to use everything to ensure that Iman was able to get this kill, and also the bouncing ball to keep him in place rather than letting him move around. The order of these skills matters so much, and now Vitality.
Oh! It still works. Haji with a feather airstrike. Nile is going to be punished. Finn, extremely low. Super Marco now with the fray! And the light wheel slowly flying onto him. Kyle is already back in the fray against two squishies, but it's just them. They cannot fight.
However, the cooldowns are down. And Flap, he's not going to be able to get his ult back up in time, I think. I think he's got about like 13 seconds until it comes back
these
up,
Barret's picks are so on and off.
This is no contest, and Falcons take this lead back. despite the game going for at least 9 minutes, it's surprising to see only one turret from the side of Vitality has been taken. Falcons are able to get 2
Is it the target that he wanted? Is the Cyclone Eye a factor? The Cyclone Eye pushed the Barras a little bit more further.
Should be very particular with where they decide.
And Shogun's a little bit off position. The extra inches turned into a mile.
Aren't really as favorable for them, because I believe earlier, especially with that Cyclone Eye, putting Shogun in a slightly deeper position towards Falcon's area made it a bit more difficult for Vitality to actually follow through. And so with that, it was another clear punish from Falcons, and it's a huge win for them because gold lead map
Objectives already for Falcons. Give it to us.
over to their side with just that single play.
And that's exactly what they want for. These are the big momentum shifts that you expect to see in a game of this high
Give it to
level.
us.
Now, oh my goodness, okay. Some big spells being thrown out as Super Marco just lost his flicker, walking up too close and getting hit by that ball lightning on top of the superconductor, allowing it to go become a bit of an AoE in small areas. Moreno, he's looking for that big one-shot, and I'm worried for it, right? If Super Marco makes a mistake and walks up too far, even though you do apply yourself with the Purifier,
Yes, sore throat. Yes, sore throat.
if Moreno just 1-2
Kept screaming.
into the ult, I think there's a pretty high chance of you just exploding out of nowhere.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's just really Vitality forced to maybe find a different combo. It could be maybe Finn and Nile. There's a lot of damage you could expect, but Finn decides to go in instead. And
Oh, beautiful pick from Finn. I just let the damage. Still looking, it shouldn't be safe. Flap, gonna get the kill onto Nile. No more jungler. Flap trying to save everything. 4 men! Landshaker. Finn. What? Holy oh my god.
Holy cow, he nearly killed 2 people there. Haji, if he just had a little bit more damage, I think they would have been able to secure it, but oh my god, that should be the Trinity complete for Iman.
That is so that turned so close.
Find it and eventually got it.
Who's Shogun?
Gotta give it up for Shogun here.
Shogun saving everything. He saved it exclusively for the Fanny.
Where you're expecting the cleanup, you're expecting Haji to be able to hit
And Shaker.
after the land shaker. The charge, the instant detonators welcome.
Bam.
What a reaction from Shogun.
Into the wall. And bam, 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 bam.
But with that very brief amount of time that Kyle got, it's still crazy to think that he was nearly able to outplay at least 2 members of Vitality, as you mentioned. You do want to put him close to the wall, but that's also something he wants. So at the same time, you maybe should position yourselves away from it. It maybe should only be Shogun near the wall if ever you do try to go for that exact same setup later on.
Hey, that's the truth of it all, right? Sometimes you just get overly eager and forget how big some of these abilities actually are. But Haji is now starting to become a legitimate problem, right? Iman, he's got to be careful. Every time he uses
Haji
that
hasn't
BMI,
died,
which is
yeah.
why what he's doing every single time he drops it down, he walks up forward, hopes to get a reaction, and then takes the BMI away, begging for Falcons to say, hey, one of you have to make a move first.
Emma will get his flicker in 10 seconds, though. They will be ready to take on this fight. Same for Moreno.
Oh, a little bit of a watch from Kyle.
already flies in.
Haji goes in. Kyle's easy. Gets the Lord Moreno down, as well as Nile. There's 2 down. Covered from Team Vitality. Haji is Detonus. Welcome. Dash out of here. Missile expert putting Olgwin and company into the turret, but still doesn't matter. Emma gotta get taken down. There's only 2 members of Vitality. Now Haji dealing a lot of damage on the Shogun. Oh lord.
Here, big mistake coming in from Finn. Unfortunately, tries to go behind the pit to intercept, but ends up hitting nothing. He's still holding on to his ult.
A couple of seconds for Moreno to respawn. Flap already using the ultimate. That's what they finish Earthquake. Giving damage on the Shogun. He gotta get shredded down by the carry. Haji gotta get the kill. Moreno trying to go in. Flap flickering in. And Kyle gotta get the kill onto Finn. Fame Falcons. Match point. Let's freaking go.
Nothing too surprising in this game. We knew that this game would end with a big bang at the very least.
The sides have got to change. Sides have got to change.
Single misposition on the Lord ended up their entire backline was exposed. This is why I was thinking maybe Cho would have been a better option.
Vitality's been drafting heavily towards Barats and Paquito.
Target lockdown, but I think for for the side of Vitality, they want to be able to fight on a dime. They want to be able to...
It's always Barats Paquito in the draft of Vitality.
They're fast with it. They don't hesitate.
Yeah, because I don't think ult dependent is the term to use for the Kufra either. It's just you really have to be very accurate with your skill shots, the landings, the timings of either your Tyrant's Revenge or your Tyrant's Rage, because then you barely have ways to get out of it. And same goes for the Barats, I feel. Once you really charge in and using your Titone as welcome, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what you get.
Guys have got to change. It's always Vitality Blue, Falcons Red.
This wasn't a mobile MOBA. Like, this composition from the side of Vitality is basically a first-person shooter. Only headshots are worth it. If you don't hit that headshot, they just come back all of a sudden. You see Haji here just laying down hellfire with the feathered airstrike, and it was only going to get worse from that point onwards. So really, it was about taking the lead, securing.
We'll go overconfident next game.
And then closing out.
I literally thought Vitality would have. I thought Vitality downloaded Falcons. They look good. They would look hella good in game number 2.
Just absolutely nuts stuff. But there you have it. 2-1 is the current score for the Falcons.
But now I don't think drafts have to be completely overthought now. Falcons has the ability to change the pattern. They could change the pattern and throw Vitality off of rhythm. Off rhythm in the draft.
The tournament so far, and we welcome you back to the panel to give us a deep breath after all the MLBB we have seen. My name is Rain Day, and I'm joined by Trex and LaFell. Guys, that was, I mean, just dominance, I think, on the side of Team Falcons, but a great response to the comfort pick of the Barats, how to handle that draft.
I think there was moments throughout that whole game that either team had some chances. Some mistakes were definitely made by the side of Vitality, but man, I mean, both teams just with insane plays. Haji, definitely the highlighted player for me throughout that game for Team Falcons.
LaFell, the
Why'd you
implications
risk
of
Pro
this
Club
are bigger. I
decided
know
to go
you
back
got
to
some stuff
Philippines?
break down. Before we go micro, I want to go macro.
Do we call it like too excited?
Energy that we're hearing
Too excited? Question mark. I mean, welcome back, Foil. He's improved a lot. But the fact that you linked Pro losing 3-0 to wanting to go back to Philippines is not a good accusation, if you ask me.
Honestly, like, I feel like they can do it because right now Vitality, they're making one.
I mean, if his contract is up, then okay, good for him. We get to see Coil in PLPH.
They try to double down by putting more and more and more and more, but you really don't. Like, how many times?
And also expected. I posted predictions, and the script is scripting.
So I feel like for the next game, Vitality cannot overthink.
The script is scripting right now. YG wins against Pro. I voted Falcons.
Go ahead, Trex.
No, I like it. I think it's definitely.
And perchance it's gonna be the case.
On this Kufra. It was maybe supposed to be an
Tomorrow, Vamos versus Team Spirit, and then Aura versus Onyx.
And every time we saw these big dives, because you're right, Shogun had the fanny.
I voted Team Spirit, I voted Aurora, and then I voted Falcons over YG, and then Aurora over TS. Team Spirit, they're still good. I believe they're gonna make Wowie against Team Vamos. But they're gonna be completely outclassed. It's gonna be an outclass for Aurora onto Team Spirit. So I voted Aurora. Yangon Galacticos, they're gonna be done for after this. Top 4 against Team Spirit. Maybe just personal bias. But now Falcons versus Aurora. I want to be wrong though. Aurora would be big going into M8. It's gonna be completely big going into M8, so it's gonna be a really huge storyline. And it's just pure bias. Yeah.
At EWC 26, but it's also big because in
Undefeated, but they might be in top 4. You know, not everything can last forever.
Third place.
Not everything lasts forever.
Gets you $200,000, guys. So you're essentially doubling the amount of money you're making, and it's already a lot of money. LaFell, let's talk micro now. I want you to go into what you prepared for us on that telestrator. Trax is getting this Arms ready, I know, Trex. But you get
You're
to
always
wow, wow,
jinxing.
wow, it worked.
Because you are cursed.
I'll make it quick.
You
Because
are
here's the thing,
cursed.
the only real thing in this draft that you have to pay attention to is this both burst heroes as well as the carry being the Shredder. Because for Falcons, I would say the biggest win condition for Vitality is actually the Barats. So if you can deal with the Barats, then you're good. And they have the carry to answer for
Meanwhile,
that.
fans trash on
Here's the thing, Trash, you
Mage
even
fans.
saw in that game how many times
That's called the internet.
Vitality
That is
started
called
fight.
internet.
But then,
Right?
Falcons just win it because you have to capitalize on mistakes. What do you need to capitalize on someone else's mistakes? That's right, damage.
They
You
should
need a lot of
start.
damage. And because of that,
They
this
should
Barca
stop
is gonna be
MMRing the
super huge because
Barats.
every single time you start a fight, hey, guess what? Your damage dealers are dying. There's nothing much that you can really do. We're gonna be looking at honestly just 2 clips here, and this one, something that I do have to speak about is damage is pretty king here, Trex. Okay, now
Why are
you
you
have to
staring
hold
him down, man? You took the mic
now
from
you
him.
take the mic, my guy.
You know, it's like,
all right.
let the man do his thing.
Look at we're gonna look at how Shogun, all right? We're gonna see. Oh, okay, this is actually more difficult than I thought. All right, we're gonna look at Shogun here and how Shogun can actually deal with the Fanny just by himself. Look at this. Look at the Farsa as well.
Oh my god, I love these dudes. I love these dudes.
You guys are proving it here. We're gonna be looking at the Farsa, and the Farsa has so much range slash damage that they can deal with Moreno as well as kind of Finn here. You can see how the Fanny gets caught by the Barats, but just one tiny mistake. One tiny mistake here is that well, yeah, huge mistake where you can see the Barats miss the wall. Miss the wall, making it so
It's on the
that,
corner.
you know, basically the Fanny can still basically the Fanny can get the turtle as well as the kill. And then later on, astaghfirullah alazim. Hold on. Okay, you know what? That's it. That's
was our sponsor break. Thank you so much, EWC, MSC 2026. Gidia, we're so happy for you.
They're chaos. They're chaos. I love them. I want to meet that guy. I want to meet Rain Day.
The Farsa has so much damage, it denies damage dealers. Damage wins. Big damn.
Oh,
Big damn.
Big damn.
Words of Naisu.
That was funny. That was good stuff.
You guys are funny.
That's why you won all those talent awards, huh?
Oh yeah. You just
no
gotta,
matter what's thrown at you, you just.
I know how to roll with the punches.
He's always ready.
I love that, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of
Speaking rolling
punches,
this is a big punch
Paquito.
as well, because everyone you feel a little bit more. The fans
Damn it!
get going. You know, like
Damn it!
now
I wanted him to say Paquito.
Fans coming at us in game 4, and this is also a fan that could be. Well, this could. What? Huh? This is a big one because this could mean that it's over. If Falcons can get this win, it's a best of 5.
Yeah.
So we either tie it up or we're finishing the day.
This is where the pressure is on, right?
Yeah.
Before it felt okay. Now it's if Vitality does not win this, they are gone. They are out.
T-Crush.
And they have to win 2 more. They got to win 2 in a row. And no one's been able to win 2 games in a row. So at this point, as first team to win 2 games in a row, either Falcon here or Vitality next, takes this all.
You're right. So the question to me, and I think for many of us,
The thing is,
where do we
he
prioritize
said
this?
2
Because it's
in
worked
a row.
once, it hasn't worked twice. But it's
Trek
been
said
balanced
in
out
a
on
row.
the knife's edge. What do you think?
Streak broken on game 1, Falcons won, and then Vitality won, then Falcons 2. That is not in a row. So Vitality still has some a little bit of momentum reserved going into game number 4.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's just that they don't have the right. Dude, I can't even access this anymore. I'm in lock.
He's got to stop telestrating, guys. We have to stop him. If we give him 2 seconds,
If the
illustrate.
Kufra is changed to maybe even a Grok, I feel like they would have had a better chance. Because the enemy just had too much damage. Stop letting the enemy have a lot of damage. Isn't that like a good way to win the game?
That is.
Yeah.
LaFell's so smart, but you know, I got
There's a graphic.
You can make a great point without a telestrator, LaFell. You're enough.
You are enough.
I'm Dubious Guganur.
Don't get copyright struck here. We want to keep this VOD up, guys.
Either ways, right now, what you're seeing here is the draft coming in from Vitality now has a lot of damage. Moreno also has a lot of damage. The only real problem is that Ogwen on this Belleric is able to exhort most of them, giving a lot of time for Haji to deal with Moreno and then Nile. And once they're out of the picture, and here's the thing, you don't have to die to be out of the picture. You just have to be close enough to dying, and then you're just not gonna do much by that time. Even if Eman is full
One
build,
more, one
he's gonna
more,
have
one more.
difficulties because when he gets close, that carry is gonna shred him anyways. So this is one of those drafts where Team Falcons, they have very little margin for errors anyways. Even if they make 1 or 2 mistakes, it really is no big deal. That's how good the draft was.
Well, you guys said you wanted to see Cho. Well, I know somewhere you could see Cho. Maybe if you check out that Street Fighter and MLBB crossover that's live in game right now.
Street Fighter MLB. Street Fighter's going on this week. I'm not gonna. I don't have Street Fighter. I don't play Street Fighter. But I know base knowledge. I know stock knowledge of Street Fighter because of FGC guy. Hatsumaki Senpu Kyaku. Hadouken Shoryuken. Look at that. Street Fighter 6, baby. That's Paquito. Going in Atlanta Dawn. Boom. That is a 1+2. That is Tekken talk. Yeah. Shoryuken. Sonic Hurricane. And then the kicks, rapid fire kicks from Chun-Li. Bam. And they are MOBA.
He thinks he can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing. Let's go!
Tyler 1, you're done.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play.
Honestly, I wanted to end. Falcons better win.
Welcome back to the esports.
It's gonna be sad for France, but
MSC
competition.
Which is the big moment here internationally for MLBB before their M series later on in the year. This means that for many players, it's the first time they've been out of their country. For many players, it's the first time they've competed internationally outside of their region. And when that light shines bright in these big moments where it's do or die, they're untested because that moment has been rare in a lot of different ways. These two teams may be some of the most experienced, however, that you can see, whether they're representing the Philippines or Indonesia. They come from histories and pedigrees of success. One of them is going to move on, and one of them is going to go home, ending maybe a potential club championship opportunity. One continuing to potentially go back to back to back or become a new champion.
I mean, like, here's the thing. This is already living up to the hype of the Crunchyroll story because a lot of people, based on what's going on during the group stage in scrims, people are looking at Vitality to be the dominate this matchup. But just like Drex said during our pre-show, the thing about teams from the Philippines that they adapt very fast. Give them 2 days off for them to just focus on the game, right? They can figure out a way to deal with all this nonsense. And looking at this, they have figured it out.
Yeah, what's insane about it is during groups, both Team Liquid and Falcons felt like they were scrambling so much in the draft. Felt like they just were trying to kind of figure it out very quickly. And at this point,
they're still not changing
seems
sides.
to be the one always on the back.
Banda Barats, I think, ruined the flow. Ruined the flow now. I know Vitality may probably be prepared, but
never really the ones making Falcons guess their decisions.
And right now,
change the flow already. Change the flow.
Here. In the previous game, they banned out the Melissa, making it so that the draft was super open, eventually picking out the Fanny, and really working out well for them. But interestingly enough, both Vitality as well as Falcons, they are very happy where they're at, right? Falcons does not want to
Melissa still, and they're gonna pick Barats again. They want the Barats.
Point here. Falcons just need one more win. Vitality,
they're so fixated on Barats.
Go for it. This has to be their very best.
I like your point before that. I don't think we've ever seen 4 matches in a row where it has always been the same blue side, same red side. Vitality's comfortable with it. Even after the win of, even after the loss of Falcons, they still chose red. I think Vitality wants to run it back right now. So we're going to run it back. We're just not going to pick up the Kufra this time.
I feel like just
and I'm going to hit the wall.
Belleric +1 and then you're good, right?
How many times you gonna state the obvious, man? I know his draft. I can see it on my screen.
Go hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
I do love butter.
It's like Barats and Denna.
Yeah. It's like
no Selena. Annie again.
It's like Trex, Lafel, and Rain Day.
And then they're gonna pick Paquito, Paquito Eudora.
Oh, 3 American brothers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like Belleric and Fanny, who are also a response.
Hirara is a pick.
The Hirara picked up as well for Nile. And
Then the Eudora.
Again, so they are running it back. They are saying this is exactly the same first 3 so far.
Except for the Hirara. The Hirara. Last time it was the Paquito.
That's right.
The Hirara got banned in second phase.
Absolutely
so
right.
Vitality wants to bring it a little more aggressive, I would say. I like it. I'm not against it. The Hirara, we haven't seen much Hirara versus Fanny games.
And also, this is already a bit of a difference
No
here.
assassins.
They still gotta be careful. in
Paki,
case something like
they
Farsight
can't pick
does come in,
Paquito
because
against into the Barats.
I feel like as long as they pick up a roamer that can help out this Hirara and actually stay in the front lines, I feel like they're in a very good spot, because that's one of the problems where you leave
They
the
could
Barats all the way in
ban
the front line,
the glue.
he's just gonna get crushed. Unless now you make the
If Vitality are freaky with it,
the carry.
and
If you ban out the
Farsight again.
carry, and maybe even potentially ban out the
If Vitality are freaky with it, they could get Badang.
will be safe. He won't be countered just as hard as he was in the previous game.
Well, knowing the opportunity of that Farza getting banned out, they lock it in first phase. But this means
Shit,
no Lapu for the side of Falcon. They are going to have the range. They are going to have the quick rotations. But Vitality will at least have a bit more time to adapt and think about how they want to answer this Farza.
Do they want to ban the Kufra?
Yes, there's a lot of counters
I
to
think,
a Farza. And it's one of the reasons why it has gotten
bit of a
pushed out of
stretch.
the meta. But
Okay, they banned the Badang.
mid laner, someone like Haji will
Lapu
still
Lapu
find the
banned.
positioning, will still find the timing of those feathered airstrikes. It can still always be a problem on this hero.
I mean, like, that's the good old question every pro player has. Like, oh, this hero, what's the weakness? Like, oh, you can get caught. And it's like, oh, so as long as I don't get caught, I'm good?
Exactly.
Exactly, right? So he's just like, hey, as long as I'm so good that they can't catch me anyways, I have no weakness.
Now, is that a Lapu ban?
Yes, that's a Lapu ban.
Lapu ban.
So we're seeing that Lapu ban there. And it is also, interestingly enough, cards being shown for mid and for jungle.
They could
The
ban
way
Paquito
that
there.
This is different is Vitality had been showing the
They
Paquito
could
there.
force a marksman matchup.
They didn't flex in game 2, and they've spread out this kind of
Brody's a
idea, what are we
ban.
gonna do?
Deep
And
cut.
until
Balls
the
deep
end, but they were not
cut.
getting the consistent best end of that last pick. So I think they've just gone with, here's what we're doing, and we're going to try to beat you traditionally here.
Rain Day, Trex, my fellow Americans here. I'm just worried that for now, Vitality, they don't have any real way to dive. Right? I mean, like Shogun with the flicker sure can probably dive towards the Farsa, but they don't have something like a Claude or Lapu. They could have the Claude later on, but I'm honestly not entirely convinced that that would be an amazing pick. Because right now, it looks like the Farsa is going to be undisturbed.
Why not, though?
Why not? Which one?
Claude.
I just feel like going up against this Fanny, and then potentially whatever pick he has later on is just.
Harry's the ban, so they're literally playing around the Brats.
Picked up, you can pick up something like a Clint and basically do the same thing what he's been doing against the Melissa.
They won one time with the Claude. They're 1-0, so it's something they're comfortable with. But is it a bad matchup into the Fanny? LaFell raising some questions.
Falcons might pick up the Paquito here, honestly. Wouldn't be a horrible take. At that point, they might be overdoing it on the burst damage. They go for the Uranus instead, something a little more sustainable, something that can take those big
Tanky
Eudora
boys
to the face, something that can take the damage of the Herard to the face. Vitality now needing to pick. You mentioned Grok last game.
This game honestly wouldn't be bad.
Or Gatot could be another possible answer. You get the taunt onto the Fanny.
Because right now, you don't need to support Shogun anymore. You just need to support Nile on this Harara, right? So just have someone that can
Vision? Do we need vision?
either give a revitalize
Kaja.
or just create enough peel.
I want to see Kaja here.
Become a problem. Because right now Falcons, they have the Uranus. Uranus can penetrate you, and that's going to be a problem that I don't see them solving just yet.
So the Cho's up, but is that too much single target ISO? Do you want to? I mean, is that not worth it because you have?
I feel like it's still worth it. I feel like it's still worth it. So they do pick up the Cho as well as the Moskov. So far,
Wow, very
clean
ISO.
drafting coming in from Vitality. Nothing too crazy, just MSC standard.
They got stuff off the board. Cho has been banned before. They got their Barats, Eudora, also, and Harara, characters that have been banned. Moskov, last pick. You can tell that Vitality feel confident.
Blood, no Melissa, no
What do
Brody.
we do here?
Hanabi!
Oh,
I mentioned it before.
CC immunity.
I mean,
I mentioned it before.
MWI, it worked out. And in this game, I think they're banking on Super Marco not getting touched at all. And even if he does, it's just going to be the Cho. So this will be a good front to back for Falcons. And
I mentioned it before. I wanted to see Hanabi previously. Let's go. Finally, MWI.
Vitality, on the other hand, just needs to find those pickoffs.
No Super Marco's no stranger to Hanabi.
Up to Team Falcons to close it out and move the Philippines into the semifinals of MSC. And it's up to Vitality to push us to one more game. We're going in for game 4 this time. It's Gideon and Brigida.
Game 4 begins, and we already know this is match point for Team Falcons. They are
Not the first rodeo. Not the first rodeo.
more club championship points, but more importantly, deeper within the tournaments here in the MLBB category. Moreno, I'm surprised that he's got a sprint rig. I'm just as shocked as you are.
It was the first thing I had to point my finger at looking at our monitors here, Gideon, because what do you mean? It's the first time you're seeing a different battle spell from Vitality, and it's not a Purify.
Yeah, I mean, Moreno, I don't know whether this is going to
Aegis, best, undisputed best spell for Hanabi. It's a shield and a CC immune.
What is this opting for? Like, Kyle now has a direct target on Moreno's
Fighter emblem, attack speed, and weakness finder. Wanted to get some items fast.
Such a huge job for Moreno to accomplish in this game, at least. You know he is going to be the main source of burst damage. There has to be a way.
There's no elite this time. So it would be literally bulletproof. Oh no.
First blood immediately. What? They just found Oakland over there.
Hey, you can't deny the amount of early game damage that this team has, especially at level 2, right? We've seen a lot of Hirara players kind of set up with their mid duo to kind of look for a fight, freeze out the lane, even if it's in a neutral state, and then go for an early first blood. Luckily, at least, you know, Owen, he didn't end up losing out on his flicker, and Finn, he manages to get out of there, doesn't lose his flicker as well.
I guess a lot of people are happy with what they're seeing right now. We're finally getting Nile on an assassin. And there is much more action happening across the map, because I feel like when they were on the Paquito the last 2 games, there's just so much pressure over to Emad, which I feel like now is a bit more alleviated considering the fact that their damage is a bit more spread out. There's also Moreno too on the sprint, who we're yet to see in action, but we're looking forward to that since Vitality at least have a better grasp of the early
It's
game
an honest Hanabi.
alongside this Cho too.
Yeah, now
Super
Falcons
Marco
will look for a couple
knows.
of conditions in the drafting phase. One, somebody that doesn't really quote-unquote disrupt this Farsa as
Wave
often,
clear.
also
Hanabi trumps Moskov.
in a winning matchup.
Weakness finder, reducing the attack speed. And the multiple attack effects from the pedals. Use cooldown significantly. Then again, it's just early game. Falcons are just gonna keep it steady, keep it steady. SOD, used up.
There was an SOD towards the purple. I thought that
Information given.
was steal away, but okay. Kyle was still secure nonetheless. That was already Moreno trying to burst down Flap too. Not much in terms of team fights just yet happening across the map at least.
Veterans welcome, has to use a Purify.
Super Marco also losing his Aegis as well. There could be a potential gank angle for Finn if he wants to flicker on top of Super Marco. He's very vulnerable right now, and I think there needs to be some kind of communication. But they've missed their opportunity here. You can see that Finn alongside with Moreno trying to control this top side, keeping track of where Kyle is going to be.
Yeah, they can't afford to let Kyle
Still farming.
find the pickoffs that will set the pace once again for Team Falcons. Not now that they've finally gotten it for themselves. Shogun's been somewhat taking care of the X-Feeling surprisingly well though. Even despite the matchup.
Flap acting like a stalwart here. Technically, you have 2 stalwarts. Hanabi is... If you know your limit... Oh god. Oh lord. After the Dryad, Kyle... They're gonna be traded out.
It's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade
1-for-1 trade, but it's in favor of Vitality. It's only a roamer versus jungler.
Would just instantly spam the feather. Wait, hold on.
They find Haji.
Let us welcome again. Haji had to use to purify out of here. That's the second time.
That was a you were saying it was a roam for jungle, and
I would have imagined that Haji would have gotten at least Finn's flicker or something, but I think he's purposefully delaying the shots from the feathered airstrike just to make sure he gets maximum value out of it. Like, so what if Finn survives, right? If he doesn't have flicker, he's just as good as useless. That means this next feathered airstrike is going to be less contested for the upcoming fights. And now, with the next turtle in 5 more seconds, plenty of battle spells on their hands. Shogun doesn't have his Detna's welcome just yet, but they're going to fight as soon as it's online.
Which is great. That just shows how Vitality
On the flap.
now
He's gonna be fronting everything.
calculated in terms of their usage of skills and resources. That's a Sky Piercer pickup already for Nile, so things should be a lot more better for Vitality if they
Ogwen
hand
out
over
position.
the kills to him this time.
Right from the back.
But Ogwen,
Vitality, he's trying to get the control. Falcon gets it back. With the dragon over to use up. Haji, he doesn't have to purify. The Sky Piercer stack on a Nile.
4-3, we're not going to contest it, of course, but we want to go for Haji knowing that his battle spell is down, and now they catch
Wow. Wow, beautiful. That was beautiful. Oh, direct hit.
Yeah, and the fans are going back and forth. Nobody is happy with the trades.
And Super Marco just quietly down there.
Because we also get Super Marco breaking this tier 1 at the same time. The SOD connects, all the Guambo combos are there, and even Iman getting into this fight ended up getting him killed. This is the worst possible scenario when you want your insurance to grow.
This is so good,
it's
so
really
good.
sad if you gotta pull it out early.
And all the while, Super Marco has just been farming. He's just been pushing the waves. He's been staying here down bottom, but it's not like there's much attention put towards the bottom lane by Vitality either, because we were already talking about how their rotations were mainly focused towards the XP lane. At least Shogun is having a better time, but we're slowly transitioning to the part of the game where Super Marco might be a lot bigger of a problem than you think of him to be.
Oh yeah, he's already quite a big problem. Dom Ice finally completed by Finn to try and reduce the healing overall from the side of Falcons, but man, until Super Marco gets his 3 items, he's still just going to be only...
Super Marco's still popping off.
A decent amount of damage.
He still has a chance to pop off.
1v1s, unless you've got a target to bounce though his auto attacks, you're really not getting the full effect of the Hanabi.
Even Hunter Sword.
It's at least Sky Piercer again.
Again, they're staying quiet. They're staying quiet now, and that's what you want for your Hanabi. Just undisturbed farm. Let the mid trio, let all the chaos happen outside of the gold lane.
These angles, I think it's starting to become really tricky for Vitality, especially with Eman choosing to join the fights, but not really getting the maximum advantage out of it just yet.
Super Marco has not left his lane, I believe.
Brush, right? Where's the kick? Nope, they're not going to do it just yet. They're holding it. They're really tunnel visioning on that.
Oh, Thunder's Wrath are being used.
Allowing people like Super Marco to show up. He's not supposed to be a split pusher. In these cases, he's supposed to be a team fighter, and yet here he is.
Yeah, I think Eman and Super Marco at this point have just swapped.
Oh, lore battle. Lore battle.
Super Marco running away. AG's already used. The burst from Nile is going to be enough though, but can they find the trade on Nile? The answer is no. Eman going in. Ogwen.
Oh! Oh, too short on the charge.
Welcome. So Haji still gets to pick off Eman.
That was such a weird sequence of events. Haji again.
The charge wasn't enough.
Waiting for the invulnerability, but I think he was anticipating it for too long. He should have just let it rip to force Nile to use the abilities. It's 3 shots to 2 abilities, and you can keep track of how many times he has that invulnerability if you see the little swords underneath the health bar. It's tough to keep up with. I know a lot of people have been struggling with this new hero.
I am one.
I struggle too. Sometimes I forget using Hirara that I have combo abilities.
Mechanically and understanding, anticipating all these combos and the abilities that can come out of this hero. But Falcons, at least for now, again, they're able to somewhat be not as pressured. They're not forced, or they're not reacting to what Vitality.
Kyle now already in the fray. Super Marco still taking that tower, and that's all in the name of it. 5 versus 3 situation right now. Still trying to look to take down the holy defense. Kyle on Moreno. Lethal ignition's not gonna be enough to kill the Eudora.
Is that
And because of that, they traded top tier 1.
Right? If Sprint makes me live with 1 HP, I'll take it any day. But I don't think he's going to get away with this for very long. And honestly, getting pretty lucky there with Finn able to... Oh, hold on.
Sorry, already used Finn trying to threaten a knockup.
Moreno was also just zoned out by the feathered
But again,
airstrike
there's a power.
alone.
The power of the Hanabi is the wave clear from the pedals.
So many people just anticipating this Predator strike come out from Haji. Everyone's just looking at the tablet, just hoping maybe they do something now. And I think that's the big issue, right? Whoever makes that first move is going to get punished. And if Finn doesn't catch that feather airstrike at the right time, he's got a lot more that he has to do. He's got to figure out a way to kick Kyle in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, it's just tough. Like, Vitality, at this point, you really want to see them get to coordinate and layer down their skills well enough. But who should be
Flap trying to look at Moreno. Envision onto Hirara. That's good XP lane. Shogun still in the fray. He still could strike at any time.
Because at this point, Finn, Emon probably not. Moreno.
Thunder's Wrath.
A bit of a lack of damage if they really want to go for the front lines too. I mean, just now they also use the
Thunder's Wrath already used up.
not enough to really take down Flap on the
What's the
Uranus.
cooldown
It's really
on
just a stat check, right? And Flap, he doesn't mind. This
the
is
ultimate
why
at this
it's
stage?
so annoying to deal with. Oh, hold on.
I'm gonna be the target. I'm dead to this block. I'm gonna get the stun onto the wall. Another knockout coming from Finn. Still not gonna have a difference. Kyle still inside of the Y brush. Lord already 50%. Shogun looking for a position as well as Finn trying to look for a knockup once again. The Lord already at 4 digits. Wrath of the Giant and Kyle still getting that retribution. Nile gonna be traded out. Missile Esper pushing 2. Kyle at the back. Got Finn inside of the Y brush. Shogun gonna be the target next. And Flap gonna get the kill onto Shogun. That is 3 down from Team Vitality.
Play by the Falcons. They understood neutral control is so easy for them when Owen just has to press 1 button. That's literally, he just stood there like a tree. It's like, nah, you ain't walking out of here. The Wrath of Dryads is just a little too good. Unfortunately, it was on Vitality to force a play out.
Sheesh.
The timing right. And as much as Nile can try to use his iframes, closing the distance is half the problem. And Ogwin has way too wide of an AoE to completely ignore. So let's look at this replay one more time, right? Just keep your eyes on Ogwin. He purposely takes 1 step over the neutral line.
The patience. Pure patience coming in from Team Falcons. They know Team Vitality was inching. They're raring to get that engaged, to go in.
Wrath of Dryad, it was just really a perfectly timed Wrath of Dryad alone. There was no flicker sacrifice. They also weren't poked down low enough because I don't think Vitality could really afford to. They barely have heroes who could poke. You try to close in, and that's about it. You pretty much expose yourself to Falcons already, and now they're not
Still in pursuit of that turret.
Vitality are able to deal with it for now, but they
Or already dealt with because of the blast. All 3 holy Ds are out. Super Marco trying to control Finn, canceling the feathered airstrike. Still, Flap trying to front and everything. Gonna be the recipient of the death that is welcome. Not gonna get the stun from the wall. No minions for the push, but still Vitality not getting any kills from that defense.
He's gonna hold it until Kingdom come. By the time the Rapture comes, you'll be like, yes, Lord, I have the Purify. Been holding it this whole time. Oh my goodness. He's not dead, and that's the important thing. He's 1-0-3, so really no use
Programmed to win.
Oh,
Another wave of minions. Shogun already pushing it. Flicker. Dryad. Super Marco getting the kill on Nile. Lore battle. Hanabi on the Hirara. Killing her own bodyguard.
Seem like they're doing much just to take what they want.
Well, you see what I mean? Literally, there's nothing they can do. As long as Super Marco has that Aegis, he's walking around as if he's got Purify. And Vitality recognize that. They can't suppress him. They can't lock him down to the point at that stage. They need Moreno to close the distance, but he has the sprint, so he can't.
Oh, Shogun. Oh, Shogun. Not even Shogun can handle this Hanabi anymore. Okay.
Oh, the Hanabi's farmed. Beautiful Hanabi. Hanabi's recognized as a viable pick.
Have to play to scale until we see Iman actually. Well, I think that's his 4th item at this stage, so he should be in pretty good strength. Trinity already complete, I would assume as well if he's getting Malefic done, but right now the odds are not looking good, and somebody needs to clean that long lane.
Yes, someone has to deal with it, but Vitality, they're all here. They want to contest. Emon's the one trying.
Oh gosh, Shogun taking a lot of damage as a Baras. You do not want that as your main initiator. Just get the stun from Emon. Super Marco already in killing spree. Gotta get a double kill. Finn going to fall. Shogun is next. And Moreno. Emon. The red, yellow Raider left to defend.
Yeah. Super Marco and
That is
literally
it.
walked up and said, nah, he's good, it's cool, dude. It's like, what can you do? Like, Ibanez good.
You think you're in a man's world, but it's the universe of the Falcons.
Not in this scenario. Team Falcons, after losing the first game, will now make it to the next stage here in the knockout stage.
Oh, an unfortunate loss.
No more vitality. Predicted. I predicted it. I predicted it. The script is real. The script is real. Refresh that bitch. Refresh it. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
Last game on the Hanabi.
Hey, it set the precedent here for what MSC and
Hanabi Lason.
forget this one. Now we lose another representative coming in from Indonesia. But this
Dark system be damned. Screw the dark system.
calculated every second timed to the
Dark system is a racial slur.
Even the adjustments in the draft, the choices that they repeatedly made, but failed to actually make work. There were so many decisions
3-1.
that were taken in this series, but it all boils down to this. Falcons are still the ones who had the better adjustment. It's true. I think the rumors are true. You don't want to go up against Falcons a second time around in a single tournament. They will just not allow the same result to happen twice.
No, they won't. And I love the fact that they've opened up the mid lane back up to the Varsa. We're going to be throwing it up to our stage with our winners, with Rose, and of course the man himself. Give it up, everybody, for Team Falcons. Flap.
Team Falcon Philippines does it with a 3-1 win, eliminating Team Vitality from MSC at EWC 2026. And up on stage, we have Flap.
The MMR so hard on the Barats, man.
Flap. You guys got a revenge win. You guys are the hope bringer of the Filipinos, the last hope. And of course, you guys denied a potential Indo Grand Finals. How are you feeling after today's win?
I feel good, but I don't have to be complacent because there's still a match tomorrow.
Very good. Never be complacent. Otherwise, mistakes will probably happen on the international stages. Now, Flap, let's talk about what you guys did in the 2 days break that we had. Because the Team Falcons prior to this, 2 days before, is very different from the Team Falcons that we are witnessing today. What happened? What changed? Tell us about it.
We planned really hard, and
Right.
at the same time, our mindset is like we're like underdogs, so we don't get pressured and we just play our game.
No pressure, the underdog's mindset. So you said that you guys actually planned really hard, and today we could see a lot of interesting picks coming out from you guys, a lot of interesting play style. So what does that say about Team Falcons Philippine in the meta? Do you think you guys are actually starting to adapt to it?
Yeah, I think we're good at adapting, especially on tournaments like this, because we really need this.
But you know what? You mentioned that you guys are really good at adapting in tournaments. I got a question. Why does it seem that you guys are always so
Man.
much stronger when you guys are like, you know, backs against the wall, when it's like the last life? How do you guys get so buffed?
I think it's because of the pressure. We love being pressured, like we take it in a good way.
I see. Okay, I think Team Falcons Flap, for example, works really, really great under pressure. Now, my next question is, you guys will be actually
Bogbang
facing
Moreno.
Yangon Galacticus
No curse.
in the semi-finals.
Good for you.
match.
Not for me though.
Flap, Ying
I mean,
said he
no
actually
curse for me though.
expected to meet Team Vitality in the semi-finals, but he also mentioned that, you know, you guys are a good opponent as well. Is there anything you want to mention to Ying? Because, you know, his team.
Yeah,
Vitality
I'd
and
rather
Yangon
go
is not
PH
happening.
versus Indo again, but my God, they risk full favorites. They risk full favorites in quarters, and it bit them. It freaking bit them.
Vitality is gonna win, but here we are.
They still have Onyx. They still have Onyx though, but it's against Aurora.
In that matchup against Yangon Galacticos in the semifinals.
Onyx versus Aurora and Spirit versus Vamos.
It's just normal, yeah.
Normal. He's being humble. He's listening to the fans here in the arena.
Yeah, they're so MMR heavy on the
Last
Barats.
question, as the last hope, as the hope bringer of the
As
Philippines,
good as
is there anything you
Shogun
wanna
is.
say to the fans?
Thank you for supporting us.
You're a huge cog, but you need more gears. One huge cog still needs little more gears.
Now it is time
Know what
to
I mean?
crush some dreams. Boys,
Vitality, Kree Crush, no!
who wants to crush the king of Team
No,
Vitality?
someone's goats.
Sinong gustong mag-crush ng susi? Kyle, alright, let's go to the back. Follow me. Kyle TZ has volunteered himself. He is ready. Alright, boys. You may proceed. And of course, Kyle, you may go to the Key Crusher. All you have to
Man,
do
the
is
Key Crush is
push on.
behind the stadium, damn.
Oh, he is ready and he is in for it. Go on, push. There you guys have it. Team Falcons Philippines officially eliminates Team
Damn.
in the MSC at EWC 2026.
The Falcons fans are there, but that's a sad day for France.
Congratulations.
Sad day for
Let's show it
France.
back to the desk.
Wow, crying. And mentioned there as you see the Key Crush.
I kinda couldn't watch.
Indonesia
Ah.
No longer, as they will be sent home, and the hope bringer of the Philippines bringing just that. Kyle letting them know where they stand in his book. That was a statement. And Team Falcons are alive, and more.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna have to rest, and I have to go to the bathroom, so that's gonna be it. 2 matches done. Good thing I didn't stream the first one because that was such a dog. That was a dog match. It was a dog show of a match. Pro got stomped.
Incredible stuff.
And Myanmar is still at the top of the game. Top 4 confirmed.
They're behind us. We love you guys. Team Falcons. One thing you got to say
Falcons
about the
fans.
Philippines, man, they have some amazing fans.
And yeah, it's very worth it. And Hanabi to finish it off. Thoughts of
onus on them to find
Falcons.
a way to get back into this after suffering those earlier defeats, and they did.
They went home happy.
They figured it out.
They have figured it out over the span of this whole tournament, and we've watched this team.
I like the Hanabi finale. The last hero to end the series, and they won. And Super Marco was no stranger with the Hanabi. Season 14, Lolita Hanabi, a literal bulletproof Marco. But this time, the Hanabi was just simply there, and they just simply outfarmed because of the pressure that the Fanny gave. So yeah. Don't get me wrong, Barat's still a good pick.
And honestly, like, this is also
And
the organization, because Vitality was top
but it's such a heavy MMR that could
They're
have
not gonna get any more points.
2 games tomorrow.
Falcons, here's the thing.
I'm not sure
Take down Vitality, so
if
what's
I'm in
really
the mood,
stopping
just
them from
eyes
going all
peeled
the
or
way to the
whatever.
grand
But like,
finals,
you know,
right? Because once you go to the grand finals,
eyes peeled.
I think that's where a real challenge.
Tomorrow's the
is gonna be
30th,
Aurora,
so
it could be Spirit, Vamos, or maybe even.
I might not.
Well, I think one thing for me that stood out.
Spirit versus
Tell me
Vamos.
if this is tracks for you guys.
Honestly, don't care about Vamos actually.
Obviously the
Yeah,
Hanabi
no
at
offense
the
to them,
end. I mean, that was
but I
just
want.
ridiculous trash.
It's still interesting though because Vamos beat Team Spirit in the
Such a bright light for them because they didn't
the
have
group stage, but Team Spirit could,
no one's banning
you know, get one back.
You know, he could just play whatever and almost
Like the ones I want to see is for sure Aurora versus Sonic, so I'm gonna probably prioritize that. I might not be in the loop for the first match, so there's a chance.
All right, yes, Hanabi can isn't too flashy, but the CC immune.
So yeah, there's a chance I might not stream game 1. So that's that, but I am eyeing on game 2, so look out for that. Anyway, I have to share. Right, I'm gonna be out. Right.
Game 1, no.
Bye.
Game 3, no. Game 4.